Inside, there were cultivators flying and escaping through the earth. Those were the secret realm elders, with even more disciples coming and going, engaged in artifact refining, alchemy, planting spirit plants, and other tasks. On the plaque hanging high above the sect, the three large characters Purple Mist Sect clearly indicated what this place was. The Purple Mist Sect is a righteous sect in Qingzhou, and it is also the closest righteous sect to the Ghost Ridge Palace. Back when Su Jie first went on a mission outside the sect, the righteous cultivators he encountered were from the Purple Mist Sect. As you said, many of the manpower from the Purple Mist Sect have been dispatched, coming near the Heavenly Soul Sect to participate in the siege, leaving only a few in the sect. Han Ruyan spoke calmly, recounting the findings of her investigation. Although the Purple Mist Sect had the protection of the sect's Great Array, Han Ruyan's abilities became even more bizarre after advancing to an 8th grade evil spirit, and the sect's Great Array did not stop her infiltration, allowing her to gather a large amount of intelligence. Su Jie nodded slightly and then called for Zhu Zhangqi. "Hall Master, you called for me." Zhu Zhangqi slightly bowed and greeted respectfully. "Call up the orbital images of Sky Eye number 3. Su Jie instructed Zhu Zhangqi. Zhu Zhangqi immediately took out a magic plate from the storage bag, spread it out on the ground, and simultaneously took out a crystal ball, which was the control magic artifact for the Little Thousand Flying Sky Magic Boat, capable of invoking the abilities of the Flying Magic Boat. Quickly, as several arrays on the magic boat lit up, a deep purple metal object slightly unfolded in the distant sky, high in the 5th layer heaven, revealing a central eye-like structure made of metal and flesh, about 3 meters in size. If the Blue Star people were here, they would definitely be very familiar with this metal object, as it was shaped exactly like their satellites. This was the rocket crafted by Puppet Hall, launched to the 5th layer heaven to set up the satellite named the Sky Eye satellite. In the Tianyuan world, there are 33 heavens here, the height reached by the rockets developed by Puppet Hall just enough, placing the Sky Eye satellite down to monitor the land below. Since the higher the heavens, the more dangerous, the Sky Eye satellite was crafted using the levels of magical treasure craftsmanship, and one such Sky Eye satellite costs as much as 1.2 million spirit stones, equivalent to the price of a low-grade magical treasure. Only a magical treasure could withstand the natural disasters ravaging the 5th layer heaven, able to continuously work for about half a month's time. After the Sky Eye satellite was developed, Su Jie finally persuaded Sect Master Zhang Junwei, and the sect funded the creation of 5 Sky Eye satellites. As for Su Jie himself funding it, that was impossible. Using the sect's money for personal matters truly showed his capability. At this moment, high above in the 5th heaven, the strong wind ravaged, tribulation clouds of divine thunder struck continuously, and heavenly fire emerged out of thin air. These natural disasters occasionally landed on the Sky Eye satellite, causing it to tremble continuously, as arrays shone on its surface, the stored top-grade spirit stones inside being continuously consumed to maintain the operation of the arrays. The Sky Eye satellite changed orbit, capturing the situation on the ground continuously and transmitting it back to the Little Thousand Flying Sky Magic Boat. The Little Thousand Flying Sky Magic Boat is like a flying war fortress, also modified by Puppet Hall. All the data and control of the Sky Eye satellites in the sky could be accomplished via the Little Thousand Flying Sky Magic Boat. As long as the Sky Eye satellite transmitted data within the vicinity of Qingzhou, the Little Thousand Flying Sky Magic Boat could receive the signals. The array plate in Zhu Zhangqi's hand glowed with a jade-like luminescence, transmitting the real-time visuals observed by the Sky Eye satellite. Su Jie looked at the scene within the array plate, which was the scene of the Purple Mist Sect's Mountain Gate location. Although the Sky Eye satellite was affected by the 33 heavens, making the images unclear, it was still a huge strategic weapon. At least now, Su Jie could learn a lot about the Purple Mist Sect's Mountain Gate. Currently, there are 3 Sky Eye satellites present in the sky. All were launched into space after Su Jie confirmed the dispatch to support the Heavenly Soul Sect. After all, one Sky Eye satellite costs as much as a low-grade magical treasure, and it can only be used for half a month before it's scrapped. Except for critical times like war, Su Jie wouldn't waste the sect's resources to launch the Sky Eye satellites frivolously. The sect's resources are not easy to come by. If spent too extravagantly, the sect might refuse to fund them in the future. Apart from monitoring the Purple Mist Sect with Sky Eye No. 3, the other 2 Sky Eye satellites also serve their purposes, one keeping an eye on Guanchao Pavilion, and another watching over the major forces of the righteous sect near the Heavenly Soul sect, continuously gathering intelligence from across Qingzhou for Su Jie. Su Jie once tried to use the Sky Eye satellite to focus on monitoring himself, and his primordial spirit indeed was able to sense bits of it. But if the Sky Eye satellite chose to monitor broadly and vaguely, even Su Jie's primordial spirit, who had nurtured 3 golden cores, was completely unaware. This was the confidence Su Jie had in using the Sky Eye for surveillance. For instance, at the Guanchao Pavilion Mountain Gate location, there are multiple Taoist platform realm figures stationed. If the Sky Eye satellite were that easily discovered, Su Jie wouldn't dare to monitor Guanchao Pavilion. Are you planning to annihilate the Purple Mist sect? Han Ruyan also watched the transmissions from the Sky Eye satellite. After viewing them, she abruptly said this sentence. Zhu Zhangqi, standing by the side, heard these words, his pupils contracted, mouth agape, face filled with shock. Darling, you sure know me well. I won't foolishly rush to the Heavenly Soul sect and clash head-on with those great forces of the righteous sect. There's no need to bleed and sweat for the Heavenly Soul sect. Making money is what I need to do. Su Jie smiled, his eyes filled with madness. These righteous sects of Qingzhou going to besiege the Heavenly Soul sect, leaving their nests unguarded, presents such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's our golden chance for great profit. What could be faster than looting and exterminating a clan for mass wealth, especially a righteous sect that has survived for 1,000 years? Indeed, Su Jie had a great appetite. The righteous sect wanted to annihilate the Heavenly Soul sect, the Ghost Ridge Palace wished to save the Heavenly Soul sect, but Su Jie himself aimed to go further by first eliminating several righteous sects, acquiring vast amounts of wealth. As it said, the timid starve, the bold thrive. Su Jie has always been daring. Gulp. Zhu Zhangqi swallowed hard, stammering, Hall Master, we are going to annihilate the Purple Mist sect, destroy a righteous sect? Zhu Zhangqi felt this was the most insane idea he'd ever heard in his life. Could such a thing truly be done by them, the demon cultivators? Perhaps in ancient times demon cultivators did it, but nowadays the righteous sect is too powerful. They have suppressed the demon cultivators too miserably, leaving them too little room even to survive, let alone counterattack and destroy a righteous sect. You think we wouldn't attack a righteous sect, yet those righteous sects think so too, thus leading their strong forces away, leaving their bases defenseless. Su Jie's smile grew larger, his tone murderous. If I act, it's not some petty skirmish with those righteous. With over 1,000 demon cultivators aboard the Little Thousand Flying Sky magic boat and the magic boat as a war fortress, it's enough for us to break through the Purple Mist sect's mountain gate, erasing this 1,000-year-old righteous sect from Qingzhou. To annihilate a sect, I like that, and to have rivers of blood, I like that even more. Han Ruyan's eyebrows curved. She's a fierce ghost at heart, loving such acts of killing and annihilation. The 1,000-hand centipede also emerged from Su Jie's sleeve, making a sizzling happy sound. As Su Jie's life-bound poisonous insect, whatever Su Jie wanted to do, the 1,000-hand centipede would support unconditionally. Not to mention, breaking through mountains and temples, such activities it also liked. The more powerful a poisonous insect, the wilder its nature, none can resist blood. Zhu Zhangqi felt like he was listening to myths, unaware that Su Jie had advanced to the Taoist platform realm. He just found Su Jie's ideas incredibly insane. But Zhu Zhangqi also thought if Su Jie indeed accomplished such a feat, it might cause a huge earthquake in the entire Qingzhou. Pass my decree. Little Thousand magic boat to proceed at full speed. Destination: Purple Mist sect's mountain gate location. Su Jie stood up, hands behind his back, gazing toward the Purple Mist sect's direction. Today Su Jie was about to shatter the myth of Qingzhou righteous, using a righteous sect as a sacrifice, as a congratulatory gift for his advancement to the Taoist platform realm. All right, okay. Zhu Zhangqi couldn't change Su Jie's mind and could only carry out Su Jie's order. Early morning, Qingzhou Jiashao Prefecture territory. Amidst an expanse of undulating hills on the plains lies the mountain gate of the Purple Mist sect. Here, pavilions and halls are scattered like stars, the spiritual energy gushing from the earth vein naturally disperses, and because there is a starlight or underground, during the dispersal of earth vein spiritual energy, It mixes with the radiance from the starlight or area, forming patches of brilliant purple mist in the sky, which is also the origin of the name of the Purple Mist sect. These morning mists are not just for show. Their greater role is serving as the foundation of the Mountain Protection Array, with profound array masters perfectly combining earth-vein spiritual energy, starlight and the array, relying on the power of nature, making the Mountain Protection Array consume very little, yet its defensive power is extraordinary. In the cloud layers 10,000 meters high, a gigantic magic boat is suspended. This naturally is the Little Thousand Flying Sky Magic Boat, Su Jie's flagship. At this moment, Su Jie walked onto the deck, where over 1,000 Ghost Ridge Palace disciples have gathered, including 4 secret realm elders and more than 30 inner disciples. Though the flying magical boat is gigantic, it comes with a stealth array, hiding within the cloud layer, unbeknownst to the Purple Mist sect below. Everyone, we are now above the mountain gate of the Purple Mist sect, and what we are going to do is erase the Purple Mist sect from the map today. Su Jie spoke, and below, some Ghost Ridge Palace disciples were bloodthirsty, some were doubtful and some fearful. Although they were informed in advance, the real attack on a righteous sect still left these Ghost Ridge Palace disciples uneasy. As the leader of the demon path in Qingzhou, since we have set out, it represents the face of Ghost Ridge Palace. What else can increase our fame more than exterminating a righteous sect? The Purple Mist sect is now our prey. Their sect experts have gone out, leaving behind an empty nest, a rare opportunity. Missing it will surely be regretted for life. Of course, I am a reasonable person, and after the battle, I will richly reward you all based on your respective performances. I announce, from this moment, the war to exterminate Purple Mist sect begins. After Su Jie finished speaking, there was a few seconds of silence at the scene, followed by a roar of shouts. Oh, exterminate Purple Mist sect. Following Elder Su, there will surely be feasting and merrymaking. Kill, kill, kill. Kill all the righteous scum. The Ghost Ridge Palace disciples became excited. Su Jie's promise made these disciples see the hope of riches, and they cast their fears aside. Very good, now go prepare. Su Jie nodded with satisfaction, and turned to Han Ruyin, who was standing quietly beside him, and said, My lady, the Mountain Protection Array is in your hands. Understood. Han Ruyin replied with a single word, her body disappearing like a burst bubble before Su Jie's eyes in an instant. Because the commotion was so great, in a certain pavilion within the Little Thousand Flying Sky Magic Boat, Emo Shiryao opened a window, questioning suspiciously, What's with these demon cultivators making such a noise? It seems they're shouting for battle and bloodshed. I wonder who they plan to harm this time. Jiang Lin followed up, the room was covered by the boat's array. Without Su Jie's order, they couldn't go anywhere. Wait, why does the terrain below look familiar? Suddenly, Emo Shiryao's pupils narrowed to a pinpoint. Her voice rose by 8 decibels. Having once visited the Purple Mist sect mountain gate, Emo Shiryao saw through the lingering clouds the ground below and the vast expanse of glowing mist-covered hills. The Purple Mist sect's mountain gate is highly recognizable, making it easy to identify. The Purple Mist sect, why is this magic boat here? Could it be? Jiang Lin said, then suddenly thought of a terrifying conjecture. Emo Shiryao also suddenly realized, her delicate face showing extreme shock. Could it be that Su Jie intends to attack? To attack the Purple Mist sect? Emo Shiryao bit her red lips, her tone filled with doubt and uncertainty. But in reality, she already firmly believed that Su Jie was targeting the Purple Mist sect, as it was the most rational speculation. Su Jie wouldn't come here to throw himself into a trap for no reason. Since it's not a surrender, then Su Jie's aim can only be one thing, to attack the Purple Mist sect. This devil, is he always so insane? Jiang Lin from Jingzhou trembled. She originally thought being captured for ransom spoke volumes about Su Jie's malicious nature. But now it seems, she still underestimated Su Jie's arrogance and recklessness. To attack a righteous sect, what madness! The experts of the Purple Mist sect have mobilized en masse to participate in the siege against the Heavenly Soul sect. Su Jie strikes at this time. The Purple Mist sect is in danger. Emo Shiryao's voice grew dry. Su Jie's combat strength was overwhelmingly powerful, and if he were to break the mountain protection array, the Purple Mist sect would truly be hard-pressed to resist. This evil demon, he's just lawless. Su Jie is the most arrogant and overbearing demon cultivator Jiang Lin has ever seen, daring to bring a magic boat to attack a righteous sect, completely showcasing the demon cultivator's arrogance to the fullest. I hope the Purple Mist sect can hold on. Mo Shiryao silently grew anxious, but in her current environment, there was absolutely nothing she could do. She could only watch helplessly as the flying sky magic boat's attack formation gathered, lighting up in a dazzling aura. At the largest main peak of the Purple Mist sect, at the summit of this mountain, one disciple after another sat cross-legged, facing east, inhaling and exhaling the morning's purple energy. After the early morning training session ended, in front of the practicing disciples, a handsome man in white robes slowly stood up and began to speak. Everyone, starting tomorrow, your cultivation instruction will be undertaken by your senior brother Su, as I will be heading to the battlefield of the Heavenly Soul sect myself. This person is named Xiao Guanglian, the present sect master of the Purple Mist sect's own grandson, possessing 10 levels of Yunling realm cultivation. In the past, he used to hang out with Yuan Jing, Mo Shiryao, and others. However, because he fell behind in cultivation and failed to break through to the secret realm, he was despised, leading to some estrangement. Thus, he did not join Yuan Jing and others in the campaign against the Heavenly Soul sect this time. Senior brother Xiao, could it be that you? A close disciple looked shocked because Xiao Guanglian had made a solemn vow that if he didn't break through to the secret realm, he would not step out of the mountain gate. Now, Xiao Guanglian was saying he was going to the Heavenly Soul sect battlefield, which meant, that's right, I have already ascended to the secret realm. Xiao Guanglian had a restrained smile on his face, speaking these words with an air of lightness and assurance. In an instant, the scene erupted in excitement. Congratulations, senior brother Xiao, on achieving the secret Dao. From now on you will sweep across the world, invincible wherever you go. I knew it. I knew senior brother Xiao would certainly advance to the secret realm. Didn't I say it? With senior brother Xiao's talent, how could he not ascend? From now on, our Purple Mist sect still relies on senior brother Xiao's wise leadership. Our Purple Mist sect will surely grow even more prosperous, becoming one of the top righteous sects in Qingzhou. Voices of flattery arose one after another, as disciples looked at Xiao Guanglian with eyes full of envy. Breaking through to the secret realm represented a complete change in one's status. Previously, Xiao Guanglian relied on his status as the sect master's own grandson, along with the large number of high-level magic artifacts bestowed by the sect master. His combat power was good at the same level, but even in the Purple Mist sect, there were disciples who secretly looked down on him, thinking that Xiao Guanglian's cultivation was just built on his background in elixirs with a shaky foundation. But now, with Xiao Guanglian breaking through to the secret realm, he naturally dispelled all past doubts. Because ascending to the secret realm is not something that can be done by merely taking medicines. If it were that simple, there would already be secret realm elders everywhere in major sects. Hearing these words of praise, Xiao Guanglian, though trying hard to appear calm, couldn't suppress the corners of his mouth, which almost reached his ears. Senior brother Xiao, please be careful when you head to the Heavenly Soul sect battlefield this time. That evil Su has already officially entered the fray, capturing 5 righteous prodigies. If you show up with your talent, you might also be targeted by evil Su. A disciple voiced this concern, immediately catching Xiao Guanglian's attention. Humph, Su Jie, that scoundrel, it's only because he hasn't encountered me. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so arrogant. Everyone rest assured, if I run into him, I will certainly let him experience the might of our Purple Mist sect. Xiao Guanglian spoke boldly, his eyes looking down on everything. Having just ascended to the secret realm, his mindset was infinitely inflated, feeling like he is the greatest on earth. Hearing this, many disciples secretly smirked, as they're not fools. Su Jie is the #1 among the young generation in Qingzhou, a devilish immortal seed. Xiao Guanglian had just ascended to the secret realm. How could he compete with Su Jie? However, No one dared to say such dampening words out loud, and instead, everyone kept flattering him. Senior Brother Shao is mighty. It's time for the Qingzhou Demon Path to witness the strength of our Purple Mist sect. In my opinion, the title of the number one among the young cultivators in Qingzhou is bound to fall to Senior Brother Shao sooner or later. Su Jie may show off now, but only because he hasn't met Senior Brother Shao. Otherwise, he would have long been subdued and wouldn't be able to wreak havoc in Qingzhou. Amidst the overwhelming flattery and praise, Shao Guanglian's smile grew even more radiant. Bang! Suddenly, just as the atmosphere was lively, a loud noise spread from above everyone's heads. The sound was so massive, like the nine heavens' divine thunder exploding in the ears, shaking many disciples to the ground. What happened? Where did the sound come from? Is it the elders doing something? The disciples looked at each other, still unable to figure out the situation. Shao Guanglian was also puzzled, as he looked up toward the sky dome, vaguely seeing the mountain protection array sending up layers of ripples. In the high sky cloud layer, a huge shadowy outline was emerging. Who dares to come to our Purple Mist sect and cause trouble? Bold. Who comes here to act recklessly and disturb our peaceful cultivation? Having come, they won't leave now. Fully activate the mountain protection array. All disciples listen to the order. There's an external enemy attack. Quickly form an array to repel the enemy. In different places of the Purple Mist sect, 8 beams of rainbow light rushed out continuously, being the secret realm elders remaining in the Purple Mist sect. An external enemy attack? Shao Guanglian felt a jolt in his heart. He had grown up in the Purple Mist sect, and it was the first time he had experienced such an event. The disciples of the Purple Mist sect were also somewhat flustered, as it was their first encounter with something like this. Our Purple Mist sect's mountain protection array is still here. What are you afraid of? Quickly form the array. No matter which scoundrel is causing trouble today, they won't get away unscathed. Shao Guanglian, after all, had seen a lot, regained his composure, and exhibited the demeanor of a strong cultivator from the secret realm. The confidence on his face somewhat influenced the disciples, helping restore calm to the scene. But it was at this moment that a voice came from above the 9 heavens. I, Su Jie, have heard of the great name of the Purple Mist sect and have come to break the mountain, cut down the temple, and destroy the sect. A vast thunderous sound spread across the sky. As soon as the words were spoken, a massive flying magical boat descended from the clouds, fully revealing itself. On the bow of the boat stood a tall, cold-eyed man, uttering such violent words. This was naturally Su Jie. The name Su Jie seemed to have a magical effect. Within the entire Purple Mist sect, whether the secret realm elders or ordinary disciples, their expressions froze for a moment, hearts filled with panic. The name and shadow of a person, the reputation of Su Jie was extremely prominent in Qingzhou. Su. Evil Su has come. Someone among the disciples realized this, and with one sentence, the scene exploded into chaos. The disciples' faces turned pale, bodies lightly trembling. How could he? Why would he come here? Shao Guanglian's heart was shaking. He was merely boasting earlier. Upon truly confronting Su Jie, he knew he would be utterly crushed. Meanwhile, in the high sky outside the Purple Mist sect's mountain gate, on the little thousand-flying sky magic boat, the second flying magic boat unleashed a full power strike once more. The sky lit up with a splendid beam of light, like a divine sword reaching the heavens, striking the Purple Mist sect's mountain protection array. The array's sunset-like light curtain rippled, but the array laid out was not broken. As the sect's protective trump card, many sects would not skimp on investment in the mountain protection array. Coupled with the 1,000-year heritage of the Purple Mist sect, each generation of sect masters has mended and enhanced the array. So, the protective level of the mountain protection array was very high, and the flying magic boat could not break it in a short time. Su Jie stood on the bow, his gaze icy. Even though the magic boat's attack had no effect, Su Jie's expression did not change. Our sect's mountain protection array is not something you, Su Jie, can easily break. The great elder Chao Yong, who stayed behind to guard the sect's mountain gate, laughed coldly twice, being incredibly confident in their sect's array. Even if a Taoist platform realm expert came to attack, they wouldn't break it easily. After all, the history of the Purple Mist sect also included Taoist platform realm experts, and the mountain protection array had been enhanced by such experts. We have already informed outsiders, Evil Su, if you do not retreat, once the righteous army arrives, you will surely die with no grave to bury. A Purple Mist sect elder spoke, trying to scare Su Jie away. You devil, how dare you act so recklessly? Beware of bringing disaster to your Ghost Ridge Palace. Aren't you afraid of experiencing another sect war? More elders spoke, with the protection of the mountain protection array, despite Su Jie's formidable reputation. Even though the manpower within the Purple Mist sect was sparse, they had the confidence to speak loudly. But just as they were verbally attacking Su Jie, the mountain protection array suddenly changed. On the sunset-colored light curtain of the array, threads of blood-red patterns began to spread rapidly, like spreading cancer cells, in the blink of an eye, fully covering the entire mountain protection array of the Purple Mist sect. The sudden scene shocked the Purple Mist sect cultivators greatly. Great Elder, something terrible has happened. The sect has been infiltrated by ghosts, and the array eye of the mountain protection array has been damaged. A Purple Mist sect disciple hurried over, reporting the situation with a face full of despair. The scene suddenly fell silent. The array eye was equivalent to the lock core of a key, and now that the array eye was damaged, it meant the tightly closed door of the mountain protection array could no longer close tightly. Upon witnessing this scene, Su Jie's mouth slightly curved into a smile, secretly praising Han Ruyan for being reliable, and then he snapped his fingers. Boys, get ready for a slaughter. Oh, 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 oh. Excited cries, like ghosts wailing and wolves howling, rang out, as numerous Ghost Ridge Palace disciples stood on the rails on both sides of the magic boat, their eyes filled with bloodthirsty greed, staring at the disciples of the Purple Mist sect below. At Su Jie's command, they all jumped down from the high sky, and below, the thousand-hand centipede transformed into a massive body of 300 meters in length, carrying numerous demon cultivators, charging onto the battlefield. The thousand-hand centipede unfolded its 6 wings, resembling wings from the heavens, swiftly skimming through the air. An elder of the Purple Mist sect from the secret realm turned pale, for the thousand-hand centipede was charging directly at him. No, the 100-wind demon suppression tower. The Purple Mist sect elder took out a top-grade magical artifact, which radiated brilliance, and the exquisite small tower rapidly expanded, unleashing winds capable of tearing through steel. Yet, the thousand-hand centipede ignored these fierce winds. Its scale armor remained unharmed as it opened its gaping maw, shattering the top-grade magical artifact in one bite, along with the Purple Mist sect elder, who was also bitten to death amidst his screams. Such was the domineering ferocity of the top-grade 7 refinements thousand-hand centipede. Ordinary elders of the secret realm could only become its prey. The thousand-hand centipede skimmed low, while Ghost Ridge Palace disciples leaped off its back, landing within the mountain gate of the Purple Mist sect. Other elders of the Purple Mist sect's secret realm had no time to aid, for they too were eyed by terrifying opponents. A Purple Mist sect elder's skin cracked open, and the blood flowing out transformed into a wedding dress, continuously tightening, crushing all his bones. Han Ruyan appeared quietly on the scene, slowly withdrawing her gaze. Before her, secret realm elders were simply insignificant. Su Jie extended a hand, and tens of thousands of pale corpse hands gathered and merged into a 100-meter giant hand, resembling one that covered the sky. A secret realm elder, despite all his efforts, could not escape and could only, in despair, be grasped by Su Jie in the palm of his hand, crushed like a little bug into minced meat. From today, the Purple Mist sect will be erased from Qingzhou. Su Jie's voice echoed across the land. Behind him, secret realm elders of Ghost Ridge Palace flew into the battlefield, each picking a Purple Mist sect elder to battle one-on-one. As for Su Jie, he set his sights on Chao Yong, the great elder guarding the Purple Mist sect, a secret realm 5th-level cultivator. At this moment, Chao Yong's face was deathly pale. Seeing the fearsome and brutal Su Jie and his group, he had never felt the disaster of sect annihilation would descend today. Disciples, the survival of the sect depends on today. Work together to repel these Ghost Ridge Palace scum. Chao Yong shouted loudly, attempting to rally morale. But in the face of absolute power, all of this was in vain. With the elites reassigned, the empty purple mist sect's fate was almost sealed from the moment the mountain protection array was breached. Boom! On the flying magical boat, layers upon layers of glowing light from the formation, acting as a war fortress, naturally adapted to the battlefield environment. Accompanied by a charged strike, a dazzling beam of light descended on the earth, landing among the disciples of the Purple Mist sect. These Purple Mist sect disciples formed arrays, clustering together, attempting to rally collective strength to protect themselves. But this behavior immediately drew the ruthless attack of the flying magical boat. As the light beam fell, a massive crater was blasted into the earth, and the over 100 Purple Mist sect disciples originally there vanished without a trace, evaporated by the beam. The flying magical boat's attack posed a great threat even to Secret Realm cultivators. A direct charged attack was equivalent to the full force of a Secret Realm 5th level strong individual. Even Secret Realm elders could barely withstand it head-on, let alone these Purple Mist sect disciples. Regardless if they were inner disciples or outer disciples, as long as they were within the attack range, all turned to ash. Haha! Bring a few more rounds. Zhu Zhangqi controlled the flying magical boat, directing Puppet Hall disciples to marshal more arrays on the boat, aiming for the Purple Mist sect below and launching a frenzied bombing. For a time, the magical boat was in full operational assault, outputting firepower with various divine thunders, heavenly fires, strong winds, and other attacking array strikes coming one after another, leaving Purple Mist sect disciples shattered, in a pitiful state. The formidable might of the flying magical boat was manifested flawlessly at this moment. The entire Purple Mist sect, now with about 3,000 disciples remaining. Yet, only one flying magical boat had already beaten them to the brink of collapse, with heavy casualties. Without Secret Realm cultivators to contend with the flying magical boat, it was fully firing, and these Purple Mist sect disciples could only take a one-sided beating. Not being at the Secret Realm, they couldn't even fly, let alone deal with the flying magical boat soaring at several thousand meters high. On the other side, the Thousand-Hand Centipede was rampaging across the battlefield. The top-grade 7 refinements poisonous insect attacking Yunling Realm disciples was an extremely grotesque scene. Even without using any spirit-refining skills, the massive size of the Thousand-Hand Centipede, when it stomped down, turned these disciples into mush, and a massive number of corpse hands detached from the Thousand-Hand Centipede's body, forming a dense tide of corpse hands, overwhelming the struggling Purple Mist sect disciples. The continuous purple light rays evaporated one Purple Mist sect disciple after another. In front of this feral insect, countless Purple Mist sect disciples wept and despaired, unable to withstand the catastrophic strike of the Thousand-Hand Centipede. Han Ruyan also threw out a white lantern with the word Memorial written on it. This was the Lantern Ghost. A terrifying scene unfolded as the Lantern Ghost hovered in mid-air. A Purple Mist sect disciple instinctively looked up out of curiosity. In the next second, a blood groove appeared across his neck. His gaze froze, his body petrified, and his head detached and floated towards the sky. And in this process, the human head gradually morphed into a big happiness lantern, which was bright red and looked extremely festive, yet it was actually composed of human heads. More and more big happiness lanterns floated into the sky, the festive characters on the lantern surfaces becoming increasingly vivid. The Ghost Ridge Palace disciples also ecstatically charged into the fray, surrounding and slaughtering those Purple Mist sect disciples. As the vanguard, the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples assigned to follow Su Jie were not average Yunling Realm cannon fodder. In contrast, most of the Purple Mist sect disciples left behind were cannon fodder, since the elite disciples had already been dispatched to the Heavenly Soul sect battlefield, and those left to guard the mountain gate were hardly any better than the old, weak, sick, and disabled. Primarily, the Purple Mist sect didn't envisage anyone being so deranged as to dare attack the mountain gate. Die for me. A Ghost Ridge Palace disciple controlled a poisonous insect, and with a strike from a mantis goo worm over a Zhonglong, a Purple Mist sect disciple was sliced into several sections, with blood and viscera flowing everywhere. Brother Guan, a Purple Mist sect disciple, seeing his friend murdered, was enraged. Just before he could act, he suddenly felt a chill in his chest, and then saw his chest split open with the heart inside gone. Thud! The body shook a few times before this Purple Mist sect disciple fell backward. Behind him, a Ghost Ridge Palace disciple with limbs on the ground, vaguely showing a humanoid outline with many lizard-like features, flicked a forked tongue. His tongue, like a frog's, could instantly stretch, twist at will, and sped like lightning, piercing several Purple Mist sect disciples' chests and extracting their hearts. Further away, a Ghost Ridge Palace inner sect disciple released an insect cloud, with tens of thousands of fire locusts rushing from the insect control bag, devouring those Purple Mist sect disciples who failed to escape into piles of white bones. Haha! Elder Su was right. The Purple Mist sect really is empty. Only trash is left behind. This Ghost Ridge Palace inner sect disciple had a bloodthirsty smile as those Purple Mist sect disciples who remained didn't even have much combat experience since most capable ones had been pulled out. Now facing these demon cultivators who emerged from the cruel environment of the demon sect, they naturally could not match. Not to mention, the Lantern Ghost and Thousand-Hand Centipede ravaged the mountain gate, where big happiness lanterns hung in the sky, and one after another Purple Mist sect disciples were crushed into pulp. Senior Brother Shao, save me. Retreat quickly. These demon cultivators are impossible for us to fight. Run. Escaping might just give us a slim chance. As expected, the morale of these Purple Mist sect disciples continued to drop, the brutal casualties, and the battle high in the sky already saw multiple Purple Mist sect elders fall, yet no Ghost Ridge Palace elder had perished. This implies, once the elders were defeated, these disciples would have to face Ghost Ridge Palace's secret realm great powers, leading to an exceedingly tragic end. The true determinant of this battle's victory or defeat was not the disciples below, but the elders. Follow me to retreat to the main hall. There's a defensive formation there to activate. Shao Guanglian ordered loudly, witnessing the dire situation, the disciples close to collapse, hurriedly calling everyone to follow him into the main hall of the mountain gate, the usual place for sect meetings. Meanwhile, aboard the flying magic boat, Yu Wenjing, Mo Shiao, Jiang Lin, He Wenfeng, Zhang Xinming, the 5 prisoners, witnessed the dire state of the Purple Mist sect, all heart-pounding. The Purple Mist sect is finished. Yu Wenjing's voice quivered slightly, unexpectedly witnessing the annihilation of a sect today. Though the sect being annihilated wasn't Guanchao Pavilion, as part of Qingzhou's righteous sect, the fate of the Purple Mist sect resonated with him. Amitabha Buddha, this devil has fallen too deep into demonic ways, indeed heavy with sin. He Wenfeng clasped his hands and began reciting the Sutra of Salvation. This devil's power is now established. From now onwards it'll be even more difficult to deal with. Mo Shiao looked sullen. Su Jie's strength grew stronger and his methods exceedingly radical. Her hopes of returning to freedom grew increasingly dim. The demon cultivators in your Qingzhou are truly, absolutely insane. Jiang Lin gazed at the inferno-ridden Purple Mist sect, observing the slaughter of the Purple Mist sect disciples. Couldn't help but utter. In Jiang Lin's Qingzhou, she hadn't seen any demon cultivator dare attack a righteous sect. Rather, it was demon cultivators oppressed by the righteous sect. Even the Heavenly Soul sect's mountain gate was breached, fleeing to Qingzhou overnight for refuge. In our Qing province, there's also no such demon cultivator. Zhang Xinming echoed, as the Li dynasty's most regions saw the righteous sect pressing the demon path. Even in Li dynasty's demon-prosperous Chongzhou, Su Jie's actions are undeniably shocking, brazenly overturning heaven's blessing, annihilating a righteous sect. Su Jie paid no mind to others' perceptions. At this point Su Jie held onto Chao Yong's head, striding step by step toward the Purple Mist sect's main hall. Chao Yong's head had eyes widened notably in death, an unresolved expression. This secret realm 5th-level great elder of the Purple Mist sect was slain in a few moves by Su Jie, with his primordial spirit absorbed by the 10,000 soul banner as nourishment. Su Jie strode forward under intense skirmishing between Purple Mist Sect and Ghost Ridge Palace disciples on either side. Shouts and sounds of killing echoed through the mountain gate. This sect annihilation battle neared its end. Su Jie held overwhelmingly dominant advantage. Though the Purple Mist Sect's manpower was thrice that of Su Jie's, the higher-level strength was a cliff-like disparity. A secret realm elder's worth was beyond countless disciples, not to mention even fiercer beings than secret realm elders like Han Rian, Thousand-Hand Centipede, and the Flying Magic Boat. Su Jie marched step by step to the Purple Mist Sect's main hall, hiding over 300 Purple Mist Sect disciples led by Xiao Guanglian inside. This main hall was where the Purple Mist Sect usually held sect meetings, with strict defense and isolation, and fortunately Xiao Guanglian knew the formation's activation key could open the main hall's isolation defense formation. Su Jie eyed the formation light screen rising from the main hall, slowly spoke, "Lightning come!" Crack! The purple cloud heavenly thunder danced from the void, striking fiercely upon the main hall's defenses, shaking it violently, teetering, and casting utter despair over the Purple Mist Sect cultivators hiding inside, watching vainly as fissures in the isolation formation widened, until finally with a crash it vanished. The strength of the purple cloud heavenly thunder related to the primordial spirit. Su Jie's primordial spirit gradually approached the Yang God path, enhancing the purple cloud heavenly thunder's power continuously. This main hall's formations were no mountain protection array, incapable of barring Su Jie's entry. Boom! At the instant the main hall's defense opened, Su Jie tossed Chaoyang's head inside, giving a greeting to those Purple Mist Sect disciples hiding there, albeit one they'd unlikely appreciate. "You evil fiend! My grandfather won't spare you, especially you, evil Su." Xiao Guanglian bellowed, staring at approaching Su Jie, his limbs cold, face streaming sweat. Knowing inevitable demise, he seemed somewhat hysterical. "Your grandfather won't spare me? I'd hope he comes after me, so I can send your family to reunite together." Su Jie laughed heartily, completely indifferent, merely the death throes of the weak. No sooner had the words left, countless pale corpse hands swarmed from Su Jie's pant cuffs and sleeves. Soon within the main hall cries of agony arose, Purple Mist Sect disciples crushed by the corpse hands one by one. Xiao Guanglian sought to struggle. He flew from the main hall, but just exiting the doorway, his waist abruptly bifurcated, collapsing on the ground with painful wails. Yet before he'd cried out for seconds, his head burst with a thud. Su Jie nonchalantly retracted his foot, letting the 10,000 soul banner automatically absorb the escaping souls, refining them into souls. Su Jie raised his head, surveying the surroundings. The battle at the Purple Mist Sect was essentially over, its disciples massacred entirely. Not that they didn't wish to flee, but under Han Rian and Thousand-Hand Centipede, escape was in vain. For secret realm elders of Ghost Ridge Palace, with Flying Magic Boat's aid, resolved their opponents, exterminating 4 Purple Mist Sect elders. Thus, the entire Purple Mist Sect fell wholly into Su Jie's hands. "Clean the battlefield, loot the spoils." Su Jie's voice dispersed, while he headed toward Purple Mist Sect's treasury. Behind him, Ghost Ridge Palace disciples cheered jubilantly, beginning to plunder everything they set eyes on, pillaging this ancient righteous sect with a near 1,000-year heritage. The treasury of the Purple Mist Sect is located behind the mountain gate, inside a hollowed-out peak, protected by multiple formations. Su Jie walked in alone, looked at the shimmering formations, and slowly stretched out his right hand. Heavenly might! With a rumbling sound, the power of the Tao River was stirred, linked with the power of the natural law, causing the entire mountain peak to tremble violently, breaking the formations with natural power until they shattered. After effortlessly breaking the formations, Su Jie leisurely walked inside. Upon entering the treasury, the first thing that caught his eye was a misty starlight. Thousands of tons of cut starlight ore were placed inside the treasury. The starlight ore is a specialty of the Purple Mist Sect, and the mountain protection array is built based on the starlight ore district underground. Although starlight ore is just an ordinary spiritual material, it is often used as the foundation for constructing cultivators' abodes, enhancing the spiritual energy gathering speed of the abode. But thousands of tons of starlight ore are also a tremendous fortune, valued at over 10 million low-grade spirit stones. This is likely the accumulated stock from years of continuous mining efforts by the Purple Mist sect. Su Jie's gaze shifted, looking at the disposition racks on another side, where various treasures were placed. Elixirs, talismans, magic artifacts, spirit plants. There was mystic sky red water floating, releasing scorching heat waves, twisting the air. There was a top grade 9 orifice treasure pill, inhaling and exhaling surrounding spiritual power, with pill patterns forming human shapes, seemingly an accomplished spirit, exhibiting extraordinary properties. There was a Qilin pearl tree in full bloom, each fruit as radiant as a pearl, with brilliance filling the sky. A light breeze wafted through, bringing the fragrant aroma of the fruit, and just by smelling it, both body and soul were purified, spiritual power increased. The sheer number of these treasures left Su Jie dazzled. His breathing quickened. Take magic artifacts for example, the minimum grade here is mid-grade magical artifacts, with over 40 pieces in total and 3 low-grade magical treasures. In the central area, top-grade spirit stones were stacked in a pyramid shape, with the dazzling spiritual power gathering into a mass, making it difficult to keep one's eyes open. One top-grade spirit stone is worth over 1,000 low-grade spirit stones. And here, the number of top-grade spirit stones exceeds 8,000. In the rear of the treasury, there were rows of bookshelves, containing original copies of various cultivation techniques and annotations and insights from the elders. Cultivation techniques are the foundation of each sect, and those collected by the Purple Mist sect and stored in the treasury are by no means third-rate techniques. This treasury's value and wealth are accumulated over thousands of years by the Purple Mist sect, collected bit by countless predecessors. The only one who could access this place would likely be the sect master of the Purple Mist sect, but now it's all in front of Su Jie. Su Jie's smile grew bigger, his heart heating up. Haha, these righteous sects are indeed as wealthy as nations. This time, I've truly hit the jackpot. Su Jie made a rough estimate of the wealth within the treasury. The value here exceeds 40 million spirit stones. This is the essence of the Purple Mist sect. It's important to note that an elder from the secret realm typically boasts wealth of only hundreds of thousands of spirit stones, with senior secret realm elders having wealth exceeding millions. For someone like Zhuang Liangru, a Taoist platform realm expert Su Jie had slain, his entire wealth was only worth about 10 million spirit stones. It is imaginable what a colossal fortune the 50 million spirit stones represent. This is the 1,000-year accumulation of the Purple Cloud sect, now all in Su Jie's hands. Of course, this treasury is not the entirety of the Purple Mist sect's wealth. The elite members who are out would certainly have a large sum of wealth in their storage bags, like the sect master of the Purple Mist sect, whose storage bag surely contains many good items. No one gets rich without windfall profits. The ancients were wise indeed. Ransacking a sect, pillaging centuries of heritage, is truly the fastest way to get rich. Su Jie couldn't stop the curvature of his smile, while he was satisfied searching the dazzling treasury. Su Jie was looting in the treasury. All across the Purple Mist sect, similar looting was taking place. In various spiritual medicine fields of the Purple Mist sect, Ghost Ridge Palace disciples were like industrious farmers, harvesting every spirit plant regardless of maturity, digging everything out completely. Even the fertile spirit soil was taken by them, leaving not a single seed for the Purple Mist sect. In the Alchemy Pavilion and Refining Hall, large groups of Ghost Ridge Palace disciples rushed in like starving wolves entering a pen of sheep, their eyes shining brightly, plundering everything in sight. Finished elixirs and magic artifacts were taken away, spiritual materials for alchemy and refining stolen, including alchemy furnaces and forging stations, all carried away by the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples. These demon cultivator disciples, accustomed to poverty, had never seen such good things. Normally at Ghost Ridge Palace, they hardly saved any wealth, having to pay elders monthly salaries and sustaining their cultivation resource consumption, leaving many disciples in dire situations. Often, they would loot everything from enemies, including bodies to sell, revealing their sheer desperation. Now, letting them pillage the Purple Mist sect freely, they went mad with looting, each one full of energy, completely unfamiliar with fatigue. At every valuable spot in the Purple Mist Sect mountain gate, the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples took everything they could get their hands on. Those floor tiles made with spiritual materials were dug up, beams and pillars crafted from spirit trees dismantled. Spirit pets and spiritual cranes running wildly were captured into cages. Spiritual springs drained with mana. Where the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples passed, the once magnificent and grand buildings immediately became pitted and pockmarked, teetering like ruins, truly scraping 3 feet off the ground, leaving not even a single hair for the Purple Mist Sect. At this moment, the little 1,000-flying sky magic boat had already landed, and over 1,000 Ghost Ridge Palace disciples were bustling about, moving back and forth to the flying magic boat like ants carrying food. All sorts of treasures were being moved onto the flying magic boat, including expensive spiritual materials and magic artifacts, as well as lesser valuable spirit soil, bricks, jade tiles, beams, and even corpses. Fortunately, they used the flying magic boat, which was large enough. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to hold everything, considering the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples didn't have that many or such large storage bags. On the flying magic boat, the frantic looting speed of the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples left Mo Shiryao and others dumbfounded. These guys, are they planning to leave the Purple Mist Sect without even a single brick or tile? Mo Shiryao's eyes widened. Because of her outstanding talent, everything had been smooth since she entered Miao Yin Temple, leaving her lacking nothing. She found it hard to understand the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples' eagerness to loot everything. They are all people brought out by that evil Su, truly birds of a feather. That demon extorted millions of spirit stones from our sect, and his disciples are equally greedy. Jiang Lin concurred, visibly upset because these demon cultivators even moved the corpses onto the flying magic boat. Amitabha Buddha, utterly heartless indeed. He Wenfeng chanted the Buddha's name with his mouth, yet inwardly he was envious beyond measure. Looting a sect like this must yield how much wealth. As the group expressed their thoughts, Su Jie came to an underground prison. Here, Su Jie saw over 1,000 civilians imprisoned. They showed no signs of mistreatment, merely imprisoned here. Their faces numb and lifeless, like living corpses, their eyes lifeless, showing no response to the external changes. Su Jie's divine sense swept over these civilians and found their souls were like tattered sacks, full of holes, with defects in their 3 souls and 7 spirits. Have you found out? Su Jie asked Chen Yun, who was nearby, with a cold tone. Chen Yun nodded and said, according to several prisoners, these civilians were used by the Purple Mist Sect for cultivation. Cultivation, or eating people? Su Jie raised an eyebrow, unconsciously asking this question. Not eating people. They cultivate the Wanxiang Heavenly Power True Method, a cultivation technique that borrows heavenly might for personal use. Chen Yun shook her head and produced a jade scroll, explaining, cultivating this technique comes at a cost. They borrow heavenly might for cultivation, which requires the divine soul to withstand the pressure of the heavenly might. Thus, they developed a substitution technique, which involves partitioning part of the divine soul and placing it on the civilians to act as substitutes to endure the pressure of heavenly might. These civilians were deceived by the Purple Mist Sect to come up the mountain for money, completely unaware of what they would encounter. Many weak souls, after enduring the heavenly might, became the muddle-headed fools they are now. The Purple Mist Sect would clear a batch every so often, a secret they never let out. After Chen Yun finished speaking, her gaze changed as well. Before besieging the mountain gate, she never imagined that the Purple Mist Sect, which always claimed to follow the righteous path, would also deceive civilians to act as consumables for their cultivation, turning people into idiots and fools. The righteous path has its filth too, only they hide it well, unlike the demon path which is open about it. Su Jie sneered, picking up the Wanxiang Heavenly Power True Method, Jade Scroll, scanning its contents with his divine sense. This cultivation technique was just as Su Jie thought, the core technique most cultivated by the Purple Mist Sect, borrowing heavenly might for cultivation, able to communicate with heavenly might in battle to greatly enhance personal combat power. Of course, This heavenly might is not the kind Su Jie connects to the Tao River with. Communicating with the Tao River requires at least a primordial spirit, which most disciples are not qualified to achieve. Their so-called heavenly might is only a derived rule of heavenly might, using the 10,000 forms heavenly might array to manipulate the surrounding environment's magnetic field and spiritual energy field to achieve an effect. But even though they don't connect to the Tao River, it is still heavenly might. Cultivating it is risky, and the divine soul of those disciples could easily be damaged, leading them to use ordinary people as substitutes to endure it. It's similar to the human worm refining technique of the Ghost Ridge Palace, requiring the plunder of human genes to mix with and accommodate the poisonous insect genes, enabling the body to withstand the repulsion from the insects, manifesting externally as cannibalism. I wonder if other righteous paths are like this. Chen Yun murmured softly, as the propaganda of the righteous path has led most common folk to believe that the righteous path represents justice and light. When you find a cockroach in the sunlight in your house, it means there are already too many in the dark to fit. Su Jie sneered again. Once you really deal with the righteous path, you find that talk of the righteous path representing justice is all nonsense. In the eyes of cultivators, whether of the righteous path or demon path, they mostly see themselves as high and above, never treating ordinary people as equals. The demon path treats lower disciples as consumables, even more so for ordinary civilians than cattle and horses. The righteous path appears virtuous and upright on the surface, yet in reality, they do not genuinely care about civilians, merely spouting words of righteousness and morality while regarding ordinary people as mere ants in their hearts. Those capable of wielding earth-shattering power, living for centuries or even millennia, altering the skies with a mere gesture, would not regard ordinary people as equals. If not for Su Jie's 20-plus years of Blue Star education, shaping his outlook, he'd be no different from most cultivators in Tianyuan world. Hall Master, the looting is almost done. Shall we make our retreat? Zhu Zhangqi entered the cave at this time, reporting the situation outside to Su Jie. Su Jie's eyes were cold as he withdrew his gaze, saying, "Just leaving like this is too lenient on the Purple Mist sect. Add another fire, destroy the Purple Mist sect utterly, ruin its spirit vein, sever its land, uproot its foundation so it can never rise again." Chen Yun and Zhu Zhangqi exchanged a glance, then cupped their fists in unison. "Yes, Hall Master. We will get it done." Both quickly retreated, while Su Jie looked at the muddle-headed civilians before him, with their fractured souls and no chance of recovery, like fools and idiots. Su Jie shook his head without speaking further, turned, and walked out of the cave. Outside, the looting by Ghost Ridge Palace was nearly complete. Everything they could take was taken. After receiving Su Jie's order, those things they couldn't take, the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples began lighting fires. Little flames started burning in the various halls and pavilions of the Purple Mist sect, flames reaching into the sky. The thousand-handed centipede also unfolded its white-bone visage, emitting purple light rays, bombarding the mountain peaks and cave abodes, blasting and destroying them one by one. Moreover, a Ghost Ridge Palace elder, proficient in formations, reached the underground spirit vein of the Purple Mist sect, set up a formation to alter the spirit vein, and introduced a certain unique poison to contaminate the underground spirit vein, a problem unsolvable without years of effort. Han Ruyan released her dead silence curse. A black moon rose slowly, trees withering and twisting grotesquely into demon-like shapes. The earth turned barren and bare red ground. If this cursed domain is not eradicated, nothing will grow here for decades. If ordinary people enter, they'd still be affected by lingering curses. Such actions left no trace for the Purple Mist sect to recover. Even if elite forces returned, rebuilding the sect would be an almost impossible task. Su Jie returned to the flying magic boat, looking at the ruined and desolated Purple Mist sect, waving a large hand. Everyone, set sail. Homeward bound, homeward bound. One by one, the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples climbed onto the flying magic boat, each filled with joy and delight on their faces. The wealth they gained today was massive for each individual. Everyone felt satisfied and wholeheartedly convinced of Su Jie, who brought them glory and luxury. The flying magic boat gradually accelerated, ascending into the sky, merging into the clouds, leaving a desolate wasteland below, the once prosperous Purple Mist sect no longer existing. The next day, when Purple Mist sect disciples returned to the mountain gate for a retreat and saw the demolished mountain gate, they were stunned, immediately relaying the news to their sect, and the news quickly spread, causing a tremor throughout Qingzhou. When the shocking news that the Purple Mist sect was taken over spread, the entire right and evil paths of Qingzhou were stunned. In Qingzhou's sect ranking, the Purple Mist sect was at least among the top 5. A righteous sect like this, having endured for over 1,000 years and weathered many storms, was unexpectedly breached today. This is something that hasn't happened in Qingzhou for many years. Ever since the righteous path gained the upper hand and suppressed the demon path, it has always been the righteous sects waging sect-destroying wars against the demon path. But now, the situation of the Purple Mist sect is undoubtedly a slap in the face to the righteous path, leaving their face swollen. Soon, more information was compiled, and based on the traces left at the scene of the Purple Mist sect, the identity of the perpetrator who destroyed the sect was revealed. The name Su Jie once again echoed through Qingzhou's righteous sects, appearing in everyone's mind. Not long ago, several of the righteous sect's prodigies were captured by Su Jie, who then demanded ransom from the sects behind them, causing a great stir in Qingzhou. Originally, Qingzhou's righteous sects thought this would be Su Jie's limit, as in their view, Su Jie's actions were unforgivable. But now, with Su Jie breaching the Purple Mist sect's mountain gate, slaying the remaining disciples and elders, looting the sect's millennium-old accumulation, the various righteous sects of Qingzhou realized that they had vastly underestimated the madness of this devil Su Jie. Compared to destroying a righteous sect, kidnapping prodigy disciples seemed like nothing. Qingzhou Jiashao Prefecture, the mountain gate site of the Purple Mist sect. A large number of righteous cultivators appeared on the outskirts, led by a tall, middle-aged man in a purple robe. This person was none other than the current sect master of the Purple Mist sect, Lu Guanlin. Upon hearing of the disaster at his sect, he hurried back overnight with the elite members of the Purple Mist sect. Our sect's mountain gate. Lu Guanlin's hair turned white overnight as he looked at his own mountain gate, which used to be vast and imposing, now reduced to ruins and broken walls, shattered tiles, and fractured bricks. The once spiritual, energy-rich mountains had become a land of deathly stillness, with trees twisted like demons, and the ground cracked open in rifts emitting black fumes. Ah! A disciple of the Purple Mist sect attempted to step into the mountain gate area, only to be struck by Han Ruyan's remaining curse. His body trembled, he screamed in agony, and died instantly, his skin peeling off, transforming into a pale, eerie paperman. Such vicious methods. Su Jie dares to destroy our sect's mountain gate like this and pollute our sect's blessed land spirit vein. An elder of the Purple Mist sect, proficient in formations, burst into rage because he had just discovered through the array plate that the blessed land spirit vein where the mountain gate was located had been artificially polluted and destroyed, akin to releasing a plague virus into a water source. This kind of mountain gate would take years to resolve, and even if resolved, the blessed land spirit vein would no longer have its previous effect of gathering spiritual energy, leaving endless troubles.
Su Jie.
If I don't kill this fiend, I will not rest. Lu Guanlin's voice was piercing, filled with deep hatred for Su Jie that was heartbreaking and tear-inducing. His own sect was destroyed, his grandson dead, the wealth accumulated over 1,000 years plundered, and the foundation of the Purple Mist sect annihilated. The hatred against Su Jie was such that even dismembering him into 8 parts would not quell it. Sect Master Lu, please accept my condolences. Beside Lu Guanlin, a man in a Taoist robe, carrying a long sword, and with extraordinary poise, slowly spoke. He was Elder Zhong Xinping of Guanchao Pavilion, at the 4th level of the Dao Platform realm. Guanchao Pavilion overtly had 5 supreme elders, all at the Dao Platform realm. However, a few years ago, the unexpected demise of 2 supreme elders, Zhuang Liangru and Zhao Juanda, severely weakened Guanchao Pavilion. Guanchao Pavilion still wished to act against the Heavenly Soul sect, not only to avenge their supreme elders but also to re-establish their prestige as the leader of Qingzhou's righteous sects. Elder Zhong, Over 3,000 disciples of our Purple Mist sect were slain by this fiend Su Jie. I cannot endure it. Lu Guanlin could not calm down. His rage caused the ground beneath to tremble, triggering an earthquake, causing one Purple Mist sect disciple after another to lose their footing and move away in shock. The hallmark of the Dao platform realm. My will is heavenly might. Lu Guanlin's fury altered the surrounding terrain, showing the extent of his anger. The Purple Mist sect has always been a close ally of Guanchao Pavilion, actively responding to their call during the war against the Heavenly Soul sect, deploying a large number of elite forces. A full 6,000 disciples were led out by Lu Guanlin, and these disciples were the capable ones from the sect, including 15 secret realm elders, along with Lu Guanlin himself, an expert at the second level of the Taoist platform realm. Their deployed force was far stronger than the force left behind to guard the mountain gate. If the Purple Mist sect had not deployed these elite forces externally, they would certainly have been able to guard their mountain gate against Su Jie. However, just because they could never have imagined Su Jie would dare to attack the mountain gate, did they fall prey to his seized opportunity. Our Guanchao Pavilion also has a deep blood feud with this fiend Su Jie, but now the other side's whereabouts are uncertain, especially with the flying magical boat, making it difficult to track them. Targeting him is extremely challenging. Zhong Xinping shook his head. Their hatred for Su Jie was similarly immense, as numerous talented disciples of Guanchao Pavilion had died at Su Jie's hands. Even their painstakingly nurtured immortal seed, Wei Ji, had fallen to Su Jie. Zhong Xinping didn't know that his colleague Zhuang Liangru, also a supreme elder in the Taoist platform realm, had also died at the hands of Su Jie. Otherwise, the hatred would have been magnified tenfold. Elder Zhong, since you were going to abandon your magic boat back then, you should have destroyed it more thoroughly so that Ghost Ridge Palace wouldn't reap the benefits. Lu Guanlin's words carried a hint of resentment, blaming the actions of Guanchao Pavilion. It was due to the convenience of the flying magical boat that Su Jie could act so recklessly. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to lead over 1,000 Ghost Ridge Palace disciples without revealing his presence. Indeed, that was our oversight. Zhong Xinping did not deny. When it came to Su Jie's magic boat, they certainly knew its origin but never imagined that Ghost Ridge Palace would truly have the capability to repair the severely damaged magic boat. It had certainly caused them trouble. In short, regarding resolving the issue with Su Jie, I will report to the sect as soon as possible, and then we can discuss a plan together. We cannot let Su Jie continue to act recklessly. Zhong Xinping spoke, reflecting on how Su Jie, having emerged not long ago, had brought such great trouble to Qingzhou's righteous sect. If it continued, who knows how much chaos he would cause. At this moment, Zhong Xinping's main goal was to find Su Jie and then suppress him. His Taoist platform realm 4th level cultivation ensured that once he found Su Jie, there would be no chance of escape for him. Good. My Purple Mist sect will fully cooperate. As long as we can kill this devil Su Jie, I'll do whatever it takes. Lu Guanlin gritted his teeth, speaking with resolute determination. Nanyang City, Heavenly Soul Sect. Sect Master Lu Jingshi slapped his thigh, looking at the letter in his hand, and laughed heartily. Ha! Good, good. Su Jie is indeed a devilish immortal seed, a talent for great deeds, finding an opportunity to destroy the Purple Mist sect mountain gate. Now the righteous sect must be in chaos. The Heavenly Soul sect received the news later than the righteous sect. Initially, they believed Su Jie's destruction of the Purple Mist sect mountain gate was a rumor, but after several confirmations, the entire upper echelon of the Heavenly Soul sect was elated. Elder Shui Xian from the Punishment Hall smiled in agreement, nodding repeatedly. Sect Master, we've just discovered that the various Qingzhou's righteous sects participating in the siege are pulling back their forces. The pressure on our sect has suddenly lessened. Haha, of course, they are withdrawing their troops, unless they aren't afraid of Su Jie attacking their bases. These righteous sect members have finally met their match. Haha. Lu Jingshi became increasingly pleased. Since moving from Jingzhou to Qingzhou after their mountain gate was attacked, he knew all too well the dire situation of having their mountain gate breached. Seeing that the Purple Mist sect, one of the righteous sects that besieged Heavenly Soul sect, had met the same fate was as refreshing as eating ice cream on a hot day. Although Su Jie attacked the Purple Mist Sect Mountain Gate, seemingly ineffective on the front battlefield, the impact was significant. With the Purple Mist Sect's fate, other Qingzhou's righteous sect participating in the siege feared Su Jie might raid their bases, prompting them to withdraw a significant portion of their forces from besieging Heavenly Soul Sect to guard against Su Jie's potential raids, invisibly alleviating substantial war pressure for Heavenly Soul Sect. In due course, you'll find Su Jie. He loves fierce ghosts, right? After the war ends, we'll reward him with 3,000 fierce ghosts. Lu Jingshi beamed with joy, proactively offering a reward to Su Jie. Now, spread this good news below, let everyone rejoice. We're not fighting alone. We have a strong ally. In this war, Heavenly Soul Sect will not lose. Ghost Ridge Palace. When the news of Su Jie destroying the Purple Mist Sect Mountain Gate spread here, the entire Ghost Ridge Palace was in an uproar. Countless disciples heard the news, first with disbelief, then doubt, and finally excitement and enthusiasm. Though Ghost Ridge Palace was considered the leader of Qingzhou's demon path, it had always been suppressed by the righteous sects, including being surrounded by Qingzhou's righteous sect brought together by Guanchao Pavilion. Although Ghost Ridge Palace emerged victorious in the end, it hadn't taken any equivalent retaliatory action. Yet today, Su Jie drove the flying magical boat, taking a group of Ghost Ridge Palace disciples to pierce through Purple Mist Sect's lair, destroying a mountain gate of Qingzhou's righteous sect. This kind of action immensely boosted morale. It was something countless demon cultivators dared not even dream of. Yet Su Jie accomplished it. Suddenly, Su Jie's reputation in Ghost Ridge Palace soared once more, reaching unparalleled heights. Due to the explosiveness of the news, Ghost Ridge Palace specifically convened a sect-wide meeting where Secret Realm elders gathered in heated discussion. Taoist Qiu, how did you get so lucky, encountering such a good disciple by chance? Our sect's immortal seed has truly grown up. Sending him as reinforcements back then really lived up to expectations. Now, the righteous sects of Qingzhou are in an uproar. Last time, the Purple Mist Sect came to attack our Ghost Ridge Palace's mountain gate, and now they've lost their own bastion. This is the consequence of offending our Ghost Ridge Palace. Su Jie has achieved this through his own effort and talent, which deserves most of the credit. What I did was merely recognizing his potential and bringing him into the sect. Nothing much. Taoist Qiu sat in his chair, his face barely able to contain a smile. The more outstanding the disciple Su Jie becomes, the more reflected glory the master receives. Although Su Jie's strength now far surpasses his own, his status as Su Jie's master is unquestionable by anyone. Su Jie's victory has demonstrated the might of our Ghost Ridge Palace. Our Ghost Ridge Palace has a promising successor. Sect Master Zhang Junwei smiled amiably. Even someone as traditionally stern as him showed such an expression, which highlighted the significant impact Su Jie's actions had brought to the Ghost Ridge Palace. I have a proposal here. In light of Su Jie's achievements, let us establish Su Jie as the saint heir of our sect. What are your thoughts? Pausing for a moment, Zhang Junwei continued, also stating the main purpose of the sect meeting he had convened. Upon hearing this, the room was momentarily astonished. The so-called saint heir within the Ghost Ridge Palace means the successor to the sect master. Only a prodigy disciple with hopes of leading the Ghost Ridge Palace and becoming the sect master would be given this title. And because of a lack of talent, the Ghost Ridge Palace had not set up the title of saint heir for many years. Though Su Jie is an immortal seed, this merely indicates his exceptional talent, which differs from the purely status-related title of saint heir. It is no exaggeration to say that the position of saint heir in Ghost Ridge Palace ranks just below the sect master, truly one person below and thousands above. Zhang Junwei's words clearly indicated selecting Su Jie as the successor. Once confirmed as saint heir, barring unforeseen circumstances, Su Jie would become the next sect master of the Ghost Ridge Palace, guiding this demon path giant ship. The scene quieted, as elders exchanged glances, unsure whether Zhang Junwei was speaking offhand or genuinely intended to establish the saint heir. After all, Zhang Junwei was in his prime. If he was merely being polite, taking it seriously might offend him, leaving the elders wary of taking sides. This silence continued until the most senior elder Tang Peiqing broke it. Su Jie's talent, temperament, and wisdom are exemplary. His future achievements will undoubtedly be immeasurable. I believe that in the future, not only will he reach the Taoist platform realm, but he will also glimpse the great Tao of the Purple Mansion realm, accomplishing monumental feats akin to our sect's founding ancestor. Tang Peiqing might have discussed beforehand with Zhang Junwei, offering unreserved praise for Su Jie and full confidence in Su Jie's future achievements. With Tang Peiqing's words, the other elders seemed to catch onto some signal and voiced their agreement one after another. I support Su Jie becoming our sect's saint heir. We've watched him grow step by step, deeply attached to the Ghost Ridge Palace. I have no objections to him becoming the saint heir. Su Jie is worthy of the saint heir title. No one is more suitable in the sect than him. Elder Tang's words are absolutely right. I also support Su Jie as our sect's saint heir. Except for a few silent elders, most voted in favor of Su Jie taking on the role of Ghost Ridge Palace's saint heir. In that case, from today onward, Su Jie will be the saint heir of our Ghost Ridge Palace. When Su Jie returns, we will hold a ceremony for him. Zhang Junwei spoke with a smile, and shortly after he spoke, his expression stirred subtly as he looked at a messenger crow flying into the hall. This was a message from the elder stationed at the Mountain Gate array of Ghost Ridge Palace. Only their messenger crows could penetrate the layers of protective arrays around the hall and enter this secret sect meeting place. Caw, reporting to the sect master, the Thousand Hands flying skyship has been spotted. Elder Su returns in triumph. Elder Su returns in triumph. The messenger crow croaked in a raspy human voice, conveying the delivered information. The multitude of elders was visibly moved, rising in unison to walk out of the hall, their gazes turning towards the sky dome. After a brief moment, a massive magic boat emerged from the clouds, above the mountain gate of Ghost Ridge Palace. When the little thousand flying sky magic boat drilled through the clouds and slowly descended in altitude, its massive size resembled a floating mountain, casting a large shadow. The entire Ghost Ridge Palace was stirred. Everyone was familiar with the little thousand flying sky magic boat and knew it was Su Jie's flagship, especially recently with Su Jie managing the feat of conquering the Purple Mist Sect's mountain gate. His name was mentioned so frequently that the disciples were tired of hearing it, making it impossible not to recognize it. Elder Su is back. It's Elder Su, really Elder Su. Hey, Chun Su, stop sleeping. Come out and see the big shot. The Ghost Ridge Palace disciples called friends and gathered spontaneously, gazing at the flying magic boat lowering in altitude, making the scene exceptionally lively. Bang! The little thousand flying sky magic boat landed on the sect's open space, stirring up a circle of dust and smoke. Once it dispersed, the magic boat had stopped completely. As soon as it steadied, many Ghost Ridge Palace disciples who followed Su Jie out began bustling, transporting a huge amount of spoils down. From valuable spirit plants, magic artifacts, talismans, elixirs, spiritual materials, to numerous beams, bricks, and stones. The vast array of treasures made the Ghost Ridge Palace disciples' eyes brim with envy. These are all Purple Mist Sect spoils. With this quantity, the whole Purple Mist Sect must have been emptied. Those brothers and sisters on the magic boat have hit the jackpot. I should have volunteered to go out with Elder Su back then, regretful. Tisk, with your cultivation only at the 3rd level of Yunling realm, you want to get on the magic boat? Elder Su wouldn't take you. This kind of good thing requires a queue. Countless Ghost Ridge Palace disciples were envious and jealous. Some sought acquaintances among those who boarded the flying sky magic boat, and upon learning of their acquired wealth, waves of exclamations burst forth. Once the spoils were unloaded, Su Jie appeared from the flying sky magic boat. Because Sect Master Zhang Junwei had already arrived with a group of high-ranking members of Ghost Ridge Palace, coming to the flying sky magic boat. Sect Master! Su Jie jumped off the magic boat, cupped his hands towards Zhang Junwei, then gestured to the pile of corpses stacked into a small corpse mountain among the spoils, saying, In this battle, I broke through the mountain gate of Purple Mist Sect, slain over 3,000 enemies, including 8 secret realm elders, without failing our Ghost Ridge Palace's reputation, showing Qingzhou righteous that the demon path is not to be trifled with. Good. Zhang Junwei laughed heartily, patting Su Jie on the shoulder. You certainly didn't disappoint me. Our demon path should do things just like you do. If everyone did the same as you, those righteous sects wouldn't dare to oppress us. Zhang Junwei's laughter was cheerful, scanning around before announcing a heavyweight piece of news. As a reward for showcasing our Ghost Ridge Palace, I am also here to announce, following the sect's conference resolution just now, all elders unanimously elected you to serve as the Saint Heir of Ghost Ridge Palace. Upon hearing this, Su Jie was momentarily dazed. Being Saint Heir at Ghost Ridge Palace meant what he understood, but he didn't expect such a good fortune would unexpectedly fall upon him. I become Saint Heir?
Su Jie pointed to himself.
Zhang Junwei smiled broadly. Indeed, don't you want to be? Tang Peiqing stroked his beard and spoke. Su Jie, don't be too modest. Everyone has recognized your strength and achievements. The identity of Saint Heir given to you is well-deserved, so just accept it peacefully. Taoist Chiu coughed a few times, awkwardly refraining from speaking directly due to his master status, but incessantly winked at Su Jie, signaling him to accept this opportunity. Thank you, esteemed elders, for your consideration. Since everyone acknowledges my achievements so much, I will certainly not disappoint you in the future, leading Ghost Ridge Palace to grow bigger and stronger, creating new brilliance. Su Jie patted his chest. Only a fool would refuse such a good thing when it comes knocking. Becoming Saint Heir meant Su Jie's status in Ghost Ridge Palace would be exceedingly eminent, second only to Zhang Junwei. This made Su Jie's future affairs incredibly convenient, allowing him eventually to take over and control Ghost Ridge Palace, leading this Qingzhou Demon Path's foremost sect, a dream for many. Zhang Junwei nodded in satisfaction and, taking out a purple gold token from his storage bag, handed it personally to Su Jie. This is the Saint Sun token of our Ghost Ridge Palace. From today, you are our sect's Saint Heir. Zhang Junwei's words used spiritual power, spreading across the entire venue, entering every disciple's ear. The disciples, originally envious of Su Jie, felt even more impassioned at this moment. Just became Saint Heir, adding to the identities of Elder and Hall Master. Elder Su now has another Saint Heir status within Ghost Ridge Palace. How long has Elder Su been famous? The speed of this progression is terrifying. Why call an immortal seed? This is something beyond our envy. In the future, Ghost Ridge Palace's future will surely be managed by Elder Su. Elder Su also started as an outer disciple, together with Puppet Hall's preference towards disciples. I feel he treats the lower disciples quite well. I support Elder Su becoming a Saint Heir. The disciples had no objections about Su Jie becoming Saint Heir, given his achievements were evident. Anyone unconvinced could try breaking a righteous sect's mountain gate. The chances are they wouldn't return. In terms of strength, achievements, and reputation, Su Jie's appointment as Ghost Ridge Palace Saint Heir was undoubtedly well-deserved. Welcome, Saint Heir. Chen Yun was attentive to the mood at the scene, taking the initiative to lead the call. With her shout, other Puppet Hall disciples also cried out, and the entire Ghost Ridge Palace joined the cheer.
Su Saint Heir.
Saint Heir. Saint Heir. Saint Heir. Amidst the thunderous cheers, Su Jie's status once again ascended luxuriously, from a disciple catching insects to the demon sect Saint Child of Ghost Ridge Palace, second only to one, above all. 10 days later, in a desolate and uninhabited forest valley in the Ghost Ridge Palace's region, Su Jie appeared here. Upon returning to the Ghost Ridge Palace, Su Jie did not rush to venture out again, but stayed in Ghost Ridge Palace to recuperate and rejuvenate.
Bang!
On the ground ahead, a hill seemed like a beating heart, constantly collapsing and expanding. Upon closer inspection, what hill was that? It was clearly a gigantic insect cocoon, enormous and coiled, resembling a hill. This insect cocoon was naturally the thousand-hand centipede. Su Jie stayed in Ghost Ridge Palace primarily to strengthen the Thousand-Hand Centipede. Having obtained so many trophies from the Purple Mist sect, just the number of top-grade spirit stones alone was 8,000, worth 8 million low-grade spirit stones. If counted as middle-grade and low-grade spirit stones, simply the spirit stones in Su Jie's possession, not counting other treasures, amounted to 20 million low-grade spirit stones. Su Jie did not hold on to these spirit stones, except for a part used as an energy supply for the flying magical boat. The rest were all used to strengthen the Thousand-Hand Centipede. After Su Jie advanced to the secret realm, he gained the ability to strengthen poisonous insects, and the Thousand-Hand Centipede had been strengthened by Su Jie many times in the past. This kind of strengthening was more like upgrading car parts than spirit refining. Su Jie consumed over 10 million spirit stones, strengthening the fangs, insect armor, corpse hands, 6 wings, and more of the Thousand-Hand Centipede, significantly boosting its power once again. It's no exaggeration to say even if the Thousand-Hand Centipede was just a top-grade 7 refinements, it could easily defeat a normal top-grade 8 linked goo worm. During the strengthening process, Su Jie continuously fed the Thousand-Hand Centipede a large number of poison insects, pushing it to the brink of a breakthrough. It was now evolving towards a top-grade 8 refinement goo worm. As time passed day by day, another half-month went by. The insect cocoon, swelling to its limit, showed cracks. In this human-abandoned, desolate place, a primitive aura spread out. A chilling, murderous aura rose, and the rolling mountains seemed to tremble as if some ancient creature was about to awaken. During this time, the weather shifted dramatically, and in the sky, dark clouds gathered, lightning flashed, and thunder roared, as if the wrath of gods was rolling across the heavens. Crash! A blinding light streaked across the sky, shooting straight into the insect cocoon on the ground. This was traversing the thunder tribulation, and compared to cultivators, the risk for poisonous insects undergoing tribulation was greater, with even a slight mishap risking being annihilated by the heavens. As the lightning tribulation struck the insect cocoon, dazzling arcs of electricity splashed around, and the next moment, were absorbed by the cocoon, seemingly becoming nutrients for its nurturing. Boom! 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 More tribulation lightning struck down, each bolt like a celestial dragon roaring onto the cocoon, as if even the heavens wished to prevent the birth of a monster. Yet even these terrifying lightning tribulations did not greatly affect the being inside the cocoon. With an earth-shattering roar, countless beams of purple light burst forth from the cocoon, tearing it apart. The Thousand-Hand Centipede emerged from the cocoon, bathed in the dazzling electric light of the tribulation lightning, revealing its terrifying body. Its massive form seemed as if it could break the sky itself. The length of the Thousand-Hand Centipede increased from 300 meters to over 500 meters, its form more massive and terrifying. Its insect shell appeared deep black, as hard as if cast from iron, each scale the size of a millstone, its eyes like blazing fires, reflecting the surrounding trees, making them seem as if they too were aflame. Roar! The Thousand-Hand Centipede let out a roar. The sound shook the earth, like rolling thunder, striking fear into people's hearts. The Thousand-Hand Centipede slowly rose, its massive body causing the ground to tremble, and the small animals in the forest fled in panic, while birds screeched and rushed toward the sky. With its enormous and terrifying figure, every movement it made carried immense power, like a moving mountain. Wherever it stepped, the earth trembled, all things bowed down, and even each breath could transform into a gust of wind, almost inciting a storm, stirring up thousands of piles of snow, shaking clouds across 10,000 miles. All around, in the valleys upon the Thousand-Hand Centipede's awakening, just casually stretching its body, massive cracks appeared on the ground. The valleys collapsed, leaving only ruptured cliffs and a cracked earth everywhere. Swoosh! Behind the Thousand-Hand Centipede, 6 pairs of gigantic purple wings slowly unfolded, the wings covered in layers of scales, glistening with a metallic sheen. A level 10 gale rose from the ground. The Thousand-Hand Centipede soared into the sky, flapping its wings. All the trees around sang in unison, soaring straight into the tribulation cloud of the sky dome. The tribulation cloud then roiled, like waves in the sky, rolling and tumbling, manipulated effortlessly by the thousand-hand centipede. Those lightning tribulations fell on the thousand-hand centipede's body but couldn't break its insect shell. It seemed like the thousand-hand centipede found it an amusing game, its body continuously absorbing the lightning tribulation, playing with zest. The lightning tribulation lasted for several minutes, and whether it was due to time running out or the thousand-hand centipede playing it to collapse, it eventually dissipated slowly into the horizon. With the lightning tribulation's disappearance, this meant that the thousand-hand centipede had successfully passed it and advanced to a top grade 8 refinement goo worm. Xiao Qian, come over here and let me have a look, Su Jie called out. Upon hearing the master's call, the thousand-hand centipede immediately maneuvered its body, swooping down toward Su Jie. The wind pressure uprooted nearby trees, and as it approached Su Jie, the thousand-hand centipede began to slow down again, landing in front of Su Jie, emitting joyful sounds. Buzz! Buzz buzz! The thousand-hand centipede nudged Su Jie with its head, its calls particularly joyful, nudging while squinting its eyes, resembling a playful cat. Of course, at this moment, the thousand-hand centipede's ferocious and terrifying appearance and gigantic size were like a super monster straight out of a movie. Nobody would equate it with a cat. Su Jie patted the head of the thousand-hand centipede, just the original form of the thousand-hand centipede, over 500 meters in length, much larger than the largest ship on Blue Star. Standing before it, Su Jie seemed like a tiny ant. This is truly a dramatic change. Su Jie stroked and observed the thousand-hand centipede. Apart from its size, the most significant change in the thousand-hand centipede came from its head. Here, a circle of fierce purple bristles had grown, occasionally flickering with purple lightning, from a distance resembling a thorny crown, adding a few touches of regal majesty to the thousand-hand centipede's ferociously terrifying and brutal exterior. Buzz! The thousand-hand centipede eagerly showcased its new abilities after advancing to a top grade 8 refinement goo worm to Su Jie, only to see the thorny crown atop the thousand-hand centipede's head illuminate with a dazzling brilliance. Its momentum surged, like towering mountains and vast oceans, unfathomable. On the surface of the thousand-hand centipede's body, pieces of grinding-sized scale armor revealed intricate and inscrutable, indecipherable, incomprehensible, and unpredictable mystical patterns. To the human eye, it was as if glimpsing incomplete and fragmentary fundamental truths of the Tao, causing a headache and the feeling of one's head splitting apart. This is... Su Jie sensed a familiar aura. It was the aura of the Tao River. Su Jie could not mistake it. Su Jie raised his head. The Tao River in the void was not opened, and then Su Jie thought of something. His pupils contracted. Boom! The thousand-hand centipede opened its mouth and spat, its breath having no specific form, yet seemed infinitely variable, containing the aura of the Tao River. Silently, a long and narrow ravine appeared on the ground, terrifying and inexplicable. The thousand-hand centipede's calls became even more joyful. Those intricate patterns on its body became increasingly bright, and its body began not to limit itself to mere flesh, some parts of its body showing forms of energy, becoming ethereal, sometimes transforming its flesh into magma, sometimes into scalding steam, sometimes into hard steel, and sometimes into flowing streams of water. The thousand-hand centipede casually manipulated the changes upon its body. The scorching magma caused a flowing lava river to appear on the ground, while the boiling steam made the surrounding area within 1,000 meters transform into a high-temperature steam bath. Seeing this scene, Su Jie finally confirmed his speculation, exclaiming, "Whoa, Xiao Qian, you guy, are you evolving towards those chaotic creatures in the Tao River?" Su Jie was certainly surprised, because now the state of the thousand-hand centipede resembled what Su Jie had seen before, those Tao chaos creatures existing in the Tao River. It's the same state. Like Su Jie's Dharma chaos, it was originally the chaotic image projected by the ancient mirror in the Tao River, which Su Jie continuously imitated and created his own Dharma form. But the Dharma form merely mimics the external characteristics of chaotic creatures. Now, the stance of the thousand-hand centipede clearly is evolving towards chaotic creatures. How could Su Jie not be shocked? It should be known that Su Jie's primordial spirit in the Tao River is just like a small shrimp, whereas the Tao Chaos creatures are the true rulers in the Tao River. If one day, the Thousand-Hand Centipede truly becomes a Tao Chaos creature, Su Jie could roam freely in Tianyuan world. Sizzle. The Thousand-Hand Centipede let out a contented sound, feeling pleased with Su Jie's admiration. But amidst its cries, the Thousand-Hand Centipede then turned its gaze in another direction. There stood a solitary tree, while other trees had been overturned. Only this tree remained intact because Han Ruyan was sitting on its branches. Roar! The Thousand-Hand Centipede opened its mouth, issuing a provocative roar. After evolving into a top-grade 8 refinement goo worm, the thing the Thousand-Hand Centipede wanted most was to spar with Han Ruyan. Faced with the provocation of the Thousand-Hand Centipede, Han Ruyan raised her cold eyebrows and said, "Little bug, do you think you're capable now?" Sizzle. The Thousand-Hand Centipede made a sound, its insect face full of defiance. While making noise, the Thousand-Hand Centipede raised its upper body, casting a large shadow that could make anyone's legs go weak by its sight, even more overwhelming than a 100-meter-tall building. "Can you two refrain from fighting every time you meet?" Su Jie looked at the spirit and the insect with a headache. Both sides are dear to him. Being a judge here is tough. "Husband, I'll spar with it in a while. Don't worry, I'll be careful." Han Ruyan's eyes also showed some uneasiness. The top grade 8 refinement Thousand-Hand Centipede made her feel some pressure. She too wanted to see the centipede's strength. Sizzle. The Thousand-Hand Centipede looked eagerly at Su Jie, seemingly impatient. Seeing this, Su Jie could only say helplessly, "Fine. I'll make some time for you later. But now, Xiao Qian, come over for cultivation." While speaking, Su Jie jumped on the head of the Thousand-Hand Centipede and sat in the center of its thorny crown, operating the 100 poison refining goo scripture. The Thousand-Hand Centipede obediently lay down. Its exuberant blood and energy surged like the sea, linked with the aura emitted from Su Jie's body. Moreover, traces of Tao aura emerged from the Thousand-Hand Centipede. The Tao patterns on its millstone-sized scales flickered uncertainly. Spiritual energy swirled around Su Jie, forming a visible gentle airflow encircling his body, like a faint halo. As Su Jie breathed, this airflow rhythmically fluctuated. Due to the influence of Tao aura, spiritual power resonated with the surrounding natural atmosphere, appearing exceptionally harmonious. Su Jie's primordial spirit in his body was also strengthened here. Previously, the Thousand-Hand Centipede's breakthrough in spirit refining wouldn't involve the primordial spirit, as the goo insect itself lacked proficiency in this aspect. But this time, perhaps because the Thousand-Hand Centipede is evolving towards chaotic creatures, the Tao aura on it caused Su Jie's primordial spirit to grow rapidly, the reinforcement unusually intense. Su Jie's primordial spirit spontaneously turned into a miniature Dharma form, also a chaotic form, continuously absorbing the Tao aura fed back by the Thousand-Hand Centipede. Even though the Thousand-Hand Centipede has just started on the path to evolving into a Tao Chaos creature, regardless of its current strength, its essence has already changed. Su Jie's Dharma form is an engraving of the Tao Chaos creatures. Now, with a real existence like the Thousand-Hand Centipede as a witness to evolving into a chaotic creature, it's just like having a teacher teaching you personally. Su Jie's Dharma form is growing rapidly. Originally having only 3 golden cores, the chaotic Dharma form gradually condensed the 4th, 5th, and 6th golden cores. When 10 golden cores are finally formed in the future, it will be the day Su Jie's primordial spirit advances to Yang God. Unnoticed, a week passed swiftly. A week later, Su Jie's brow moved slightly. Immediately, all the spiritual energy in Su Jie's body suddenly erupted, forming a dazzling light that enveloped him entirely. Within the embrace of this power, Su Jie's flesh and blood presented a jade-like luster. His bones displayed a pale golden color, like those crafted from golden bones, with the 5 organs resonating together and spiritual force waves like endless tides. Moments later, the light gradually dissipated. Su Jie maintained his original seated posture, slowly opened his eyes, which sparkled like stars, with both eyes gleaming with golden light. Su Jie's momentum also reached its peak, transforming into an unshakable mountain, emanating a majesty that made it impossible to look directly upon. Taoist Platform Realm 2nd Level achieved. Su Jie felt the vigorous power within him, a satisfied smile appearing on his face. With one hand, Su Jie created a water mirror in front of him, reflecting his image, where his right eye acupoint has also been opened, the spiritual power from his 5 organs directly reaching both eyes. The 7 levels of Taoist Platform Realm are related to the body's 7 orifices. Now Su Jie's acupoints in both eyes are opened, allowing him to smoothly break through to the Taoist Platform Realm 2nd level cultivation. Even though Su Jie just reached the Taoist Platform Realm not long ago, the blood energy feedback provided by the top grade 8 refinement goo worm was so abundant that Su Jie once again leapt forward, his strength receiving a massive boost. Sizzle. After the 1,000-hand centipede finished its cultivation, it turned its gaze towards Han Ruyan. Su Jie understood its intention and said to Han Ruyan and the 1,000-hand centipede, "Remember, don't lose your heads, you two. Little bug, come on." Han Ruyan gracefully descended from the tree, her blood-colored wedding dress fluttering as if moved by the wind. The 1,000-hand centipede roared, swinging its pale corpse hands as it charged towards Han Ruyan, causing the earth to shake and leaving large, deep pits in its wake. Han Ruyan's hair fluttered, and she slowly extended her left hand, her jade fingers pointing lightly. A black line appeared in the void, with endless killing intent spreading from it. In an instant, the black line rapidly split into strands of black hair, forming a web of slaughter that could cut through everything. The ground was immediately cut into neat, tofu-like grid patterns. The body of the 1,000-hand centipede sparked with electricity, but the black hair that could slice the earth couldn't penetrate more than a foot into its insect shell scale armor, causing no harm to its massive body. So hard. Han Ruyan's brow furrowed slightly. This defense exceeded her expectations. The 1,000-hand centipede became excited, rushing towards Han Ruyan with a roaring wind, its blood-red mouth snapping down. Han Ruyan's figure turned into an ephemeral foam, disappearing from the spot. The 1,000-hand centipede bit into empty space, and the next moment, its bone-like face split open, hundreds of purple light rays shooting out like a meteor shower towards the sky dome. In the sky, Han Ruyan's figure had just appeared when the purple light rays nearly simultaneously arrived. Han Ruyan's expression remained unchanged, her blood-colored wedding dress swirling. The purple light rays, capable of piercing the physical body of a Tao Platform Realm cultivator, deflected, shooting towards the distant forest. Boom! 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 The distant forest was shattered with countless holes, as if carpet-bombed by a heavy artillery regiment, leaving scorched earth and deep pits. Han Ruyan's gaze fixed on the 1,000-hand centipede roaring to the sky, a black moon slowly rising behind her, hanging in the sky, ready to fight seriously. The 1,000-hand centipede showed no sign of retreat, as the thorny crown on its head burst with bright radiance, and faint traces of incomplete Tao patterns appeared on its scale armor. Han Ruyan took the initiative, pressing her jade hand downwards. An invisible eerie power began to spread like a tide. The ground beneath seemed deprived of life, forests decayed, stones turned to dust, rivers transformed into foul dead water, and the strange curse power continued to spread. The 1,000-hand centipede chose to take a defensive stance, its insect shell scale armor's incomplete Tao patterns shown as it resisted the curse's invasion, launching a counterattack at Han Ruyan. 6 pairs of wings flapped, and the massive body of the 1,000-hand centipede soared into the sky. As it flapped its wings, thousands upon thousands of small centipedes spewed from all over its body. These small centipedes, each with a purple single eye, could emit purple light rays. Although not as powerful as the main body, their numbers could lock down Han Ruyan's movement path. After all, Han Ruyan as the fierce ghost moved unpredictably, difficult to follow her traces. The 1,000-hand centipede opened its mouth wide, and as it breathed, the Tao breath descended. It seemed as if an invisible divine sword descended from the void, an oppressive force so terrifying it made one's soul tremble. The sky's clouds were neatly sliced open, and below, a lengthy rift appeared on the ground. Even Su Jie, who was watching the battle, couldn't help but flinch at such power. Cultivators of the third and fourth levels of the Dao platform realm would likely struggle to face it head-on. Yet Han Ruyin didn't choose to evade. She removed a golden hairpin from her head, which transformed, imbued with her eerie power, shooting forward. Boom! The void emitted a shattering sound from the unbearable pressure, like the roar of the ocean or a cataclysmic flood ravaging, with terrifying shock waves transmitted to the ground, flattening everything in their path. This is the incomplete Tao rule that the Thousand-Hand Centipede has just mastered, colliding with Han Ruyin's strange power. This collision lasted for a few seconds, and the Thousand-Hand Centipede's breath had the upper hand. This breath was astonishingly powerful, destroying everything along the way and breaking Han Ruyin's golden hairpin defense. However, after breaking the golden hairpin, Han Ruyin's figure was not seen, because Han Ruyin had already appeared above the Thousand-Hand Centipede's head, holding a brass makeup mirror in her left hand and a celebration lantern in her right. Buzz! The void trembles, and the mirror of the brass makeup mirror reveals the domineering figure of the Thousand-Hand Centipede. Half of it. In reality, half of the Thousand-Hand Centipede's figure also vanished, as if it had escaped into another space, because the Thousand-Hand Centipede's power was too strong for the Mirror Girl to contain completely. Celebration lanterns fell around the Thousand-Hand Centipede, empowered by Han Ruyin's strength, ignoring the centipede's physical body and penetrating directly inside. Wherever it passed, the centipede's body, harder than refined iron, decayed and aged, maggots burrowing, wrinkles spreading. Moreover, a blood-colored bridal gown descended from the sky, tightly binding and wrapping the Thousand-Hand Centipede, forming a red insect cocoon, aiming to completely subdue the centipede. Han Ruyin floated gracefully over, her cursed power spreading within the Thousand-Hand Centipede's body, attacking the centipede's body. Sizzle! The Thousand-Hand Centipede was enraged, letting out a thunderous roar, and the brass makeup mirror in Han Ruyin's hand showed cracks. On the surface of the Thousand-Hand Centipede's body, those branded incomplete Tao lines shone brightly, exploding with 10,000 divine rays. Numerous pale corpse hands, vigorous and forceful, attempted to forcibly tear apart the constraints of the blood-colored bridal gown. Its physical body was no longer confined to flesh and blood. Parts transformed into magma, others into frost and snow, others into flowing streams. Every facet of nature could be found on the Thousand-Hand Centipede's body. This was the trait of Tao chaos creatures, as the Tao is formless, and these creatures inherited this characteristic. At this moment, the Thousand-Hand Centipede resembled an ancient fierce beast descending to the world. His body swung, freeing the half-missing body. The brass makeup mirror in Han Ruyin's hand shattered halfway, and the Mirror Girl appeared beside her, her body resembling broken porcelain forcibly glued together, covered with cracks, with a look of fear as she gazed at the Thousand-Hand Centipede. Withdraw! Han Ruyin frowned deeply, and the black moon in the sky gradually descended. Strange eyes on the black moon opened wide, staring intently at the Thousand-Hand Centipede. A strong curse erupted, annihilating the centipede's body and decaying its divine soul. The Thousand-Hand Centipede sensed danger. Its body transformed into high-temperature magma. Golden divine flames soared, burning away the strange curse's influence on its body. Its speed to escape quickened, breaking free from Han Ruyin's wedding dress constraint, tearing apart the bridal gown binding it, and charged towards Han Ruyin once again. Blood trickled from the corner of Han Ruyin's mouth. Named the Ghost Bride, the blood-colored bridal gown carried her roots. When the gown was forcibly torn, she suffered too. Little bug, you really do have some skills. Han Ruyin grabbed the Mirror Girl and stuffed her into the celebration lantern. Using her as the wick and lighting it, Han Ruyin herself reached out as if grasping stars and moons, capturing the black moon hanging high in the sky and placing it within the blood-colored bridal gown. In just an instant, the blood light of her body surpassed before. Even the cloud layers in the sky transformed into the shape of a blood-colored bridal gown, as if an endless bridal gown covered the sky, layer upon layer, forming a gown that shrouded the sun. Sizzle. The thousand-hand centipede shook off the decayed flesh on its body, new flesh rapidly regenerating. The thorny crown on its head shone brightly, arrogantly opposing Han Ruyan. Just as the two sides were about to collide again, Su Jie appeared between the worm and the ghost. "All right, let's end this sparring here. I told you not to get carried away, but you never listen." Even as Su Jie intervened, if they continued, it wouldn't end well. Su Jie's appearance made Han Ruyan restrain her strange aura, and she said mildly, "Let's end it here then. I'll wait to ascend to the 9th grade next time. Taming it isn't too late." Sizzle. The fierce gleam in the thousand-hand centipede's eyes gradually faded, though it continued to call to Su Jie, opening its mouth, signaling Su Jie to feed it more so it could ascend to the top grade 9 refinement goo worm sooner and defeat Han Ruyan. Su Jie shook his head with amusement, soothing the worm and the ghost for a while before they truly calmed down and turned to return to the mountain gate. After returning to Ghost Ridge Palace, Su Jie continued to recruit, gathering disciples from within the palace who wished to board the magic boat. This time, the desire to join the magic boat was like a school of fish swimming downstream, as everyone wanted to follow the saint heir to prosperity. However, before Su Jie could set off, an unexpected interruption occurred. A man leisurely walked into Su Jie's residence. He wore a long blue robe with a dark green silk belt around his waist, the hem fluttering gently in the breeze. His black hair was loosely tied with a bamboo pin, exuding a calm and composed aura. He was Elder Su Gu from the 10,000 Sword Alliance in Qing Province, appearing to be in his 40s, yet he was a powerful cultivator at the 5th level of the Secret Realm. This time, he came to Ghost Ridge Palace to visit Su Jie for the sake of his sex-captured immortal seed, Zhang Xinming. Along the way, every Ghost Ridge Palace disciple who looked at Su Gu had a hint of hostility and malice in their eyes. But Su Gu was unfazed, maintaining his elegance. In a courtyard, Su Jie leisurely sipped tea while watching Su Gu, who was led in by Chen Yun. Su Gu of the 10,000 Sword Alliance pays respects to Elder Su of Ghost Ridge Palace. Su Gu cupped his hands towards Su Jie, maintaining a stance of neither arrogance nor inferiority, even in the heart of this demonic lair, Ghost Ridge Palace. "Have some tea first." Su Jie gestured to the seat opposite him. Unlike typical demon cultivators who would outright display undisguised malice, he instead smiled invitingly like meeting an old friend. "Since Elder Su invites, I shall humbly accept." Without hesitation, Su Gu sat opposite Su Jie and engaged in conversation over tea. Chen Yun stood obediently to the side, serving tea to Su Jie and Su Gu. "I am aware of the purpose of your 10,000 Sword Alliance's visit. If you want to ransom someone 30 million spirit stones. Are you prepared?" Su Jie spoke blandly. Since Su Gu came to visit Ghost Ridge Palace, he naturally mentioned the purpose of his visit. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to enter the mountain gate. Su Gu took a sip of tea, then put down the cup and shook his head. "Elder Su, you and I both know that 30 million spirit stones is impossible. Business is not conducted this way." Su Jie raised an eyebrow. "Zhang Ximing is your sex immortal seed, with a solid chance of advancing to the Taoist platform realm in the future. And once he advances, he would dominate among his peers. For such an immortal seed, I think even 30 million spirit stones is a small asking price. Breaking through to the Taoist platform realm is not easy. Too many unforeseen factors exist. You can't use an unfulfilled future for pricing. We can only pay the ransom based on Zhang Xinming's current situation, 7 million spirit stones. We can offer this amount." Of course, Su Gu was unwilling to give 30 million spirit stones. A low-grade magical treasure is worth 1 million spirit stones. A mid-grade magical treasure is worth 3 to 4 million, while a top-grade magic treasure is valued at over 10 million. Su Jie's asking price of 30 million spirit stones is enough to buy 3 top-grade magic treasures, 10 mid-grade magical treasures, or 30 low-grade magical treasures. 7 million spirit stones. Is that how cheap your sex immortal seed is? Even Su Jie knew that 30 million spirit stones was impossible, but 7 million spirit stones was also a price he could never accept. After all the effort to catch 5 genius disciples, it wasn't to sell cheaply. These were Su Jie's trophies, and unless he could get a good price, he'd rather keep them and make them his servants. The conversation between Su Jie and Su Gu, where they casually mentioned prices in the millions and tens of millions, made Chen Yun's heart flutter. Even though she had seen the world, the sheer scale of the price left her feeling parched. 10 million, Elder Su. This price is already very sincere, equal to the value of a top-grade magic treasure. Su Gu hesitated for a moment before offering the figure of 10 million. 10 million spirit stones is certainly not a low amount. Most secret realm elders possess only tens of thousands of spirit stones. One can imagine how significant a sum 10 million is. Elder Su, although 10 million spirit stones is not a small sum, if it were before I breached the Purple Mist sect, I might indeed have been tempted to accept, but now I haven't even spent the spirit stones I gained from the Purple Mist sect. Su Jie's voice was indifferent as he continued, Elder Su, how about leaving Zhang Xinming here for a while longer? I ensure that his life will be secure. Su Gu's face slightly changed. He was aware that Su Jie had gained a windfall from the Purple Mist sect, plundering their millennia-old reserves, making Su Jie wealthy beyond measure. So, 10 million spirit stones might not really move this affluent person. 12 million, Elder Su, our 10,000 Sword Alliance is very sincere. Furthermore, we are willing to offer a promise. If Elder Su releases our sect's immortal seed, our 10,000 Sword Alliance vows not to participate in the war against the Heavenly Soul sect. Su Gu revealed his best offer, mentioning another matter. The 10,000 Sword Alliance is a righteous sect in Qing province, where the largest righteous sect is the Fire Cloud Palace, followed by the 10,000 Sword Alliance. It's well known that when it comes to the first and second largest, their relationship is never good, which is the case for the 10,000 Sword Alliance and the Fire Cloud Palace. Coincidentally, the Fire Cloud Palace is a nemesis of Qingzhou's Guanchao Pavilion. An enemy's enemy is a friend, so the 10,000 Sword Alliance and Guanchao Pavilion have always had a good relationship. This time, the 10,000 Sword Alliance crossed over to support Guanchao Pavilion in the war against the Heavenly Soul sect. Besides Zhang Ximing wanting to gain experience, it was also a sign of the good relationship between the 10,000 Sword Alliance and Guanchao Pavilion. Now that the 10,000 Sword Alliance is willing to withdraw from the Heavenly Soul sect war, it shows their significant regard for Zhang Xinming, the immortal seed. Although Zhang Ximing is currently only at the Secret Realm 3rd level cultivation, his future advancement to the Taoist platform realm is almost certain, and it is this prospect of a strong Taoist platform realm cultivator that prompts the 10,000 Sword Alliance to offer such a high price. However, upon hearing Su Gu's promised offer, Su Jie merely chuckled softly and wagged his finger. Elder Su, you've misunderstood something. Don't mix sect issues with personal matters. Whether the Heavenly Soul sect survives or not has nothing to do with me personally. That's part of the Ghost Ridge Palace's strategic plan. Personally, I care about making money. So, whether or not your forces retreat, I don't care. Su Jie spoke these words with disdain written all over his face. Although he had the identity of reinforcement for the Heavenly Soul sect, the life and death of the Heavenly Soul sect was not within Su Jie's consideration at all. Seeing Su Jie's attitude, Su Gu cursed inwardly. These demon cultivators, all they care about is money, not any sense of camaraderie. Therefore, if you want to redeem the immortal seed of your sect, you'll have to pay more. As Su Jie spoke, he indicated behind Su Gu, where Zhang Xinming, Yu Wenjing, Mo Shiyao, Zhang Lin, and He Wenfeng, 5 talented disciples, were led in. Junior Master Su. Upon seeing Su Gu, Zhang Xinming couldn't help but shout out, for Su Gu was precisely his junior master. Seeing Zhang Xinming, Su Gu's eyelid twitched slightly. For Zhang Xinming's current state was extremely weak, his face pale, his arm bearing multiple needle marks, and his spiritual power completely depleted. So much so that he couldn't even manage simple healing. Looking at the other 4, they were in much better condition than Zhang Xinming, at least showing no signs of abuse. Elder Su, is this how you treat the immortal seed of my sect? Su Gu's eyes flashed with anger. Although he knew that this was not the right environment to rage, seeing Zhang Xinming like this, He found it hard to suppress his fury. Elder Su, this is unavoidable. Your sect's immortal seed is constantly plotting to escape, shouting about retrieving his life-bound flying sword. I'm merciful for not breaking his legs. Slightly restricting his spiritual power and extracting some blood was to teach him to behave, not to be so lively and restless.
Suya sighed indifferently.
As for blood extraction being used to cultivate the blood seed devouring sky demon skill, to see what was special about the blood of an immortal seed, there was no need to detail this to Su Gu. Su Gu's mouth twitched slightly. Seeing Zhang Xinming's state, he wondered if keeping Zhang Xinming in Su Jie's hands would lead to untimely death through torment. 13 million, Elder Su. This is the maximum price we can offer. Su Gu gritted his teeth, once again raising the price, hoping to redeem Zhang Xinming. Su Jie, seeing Su Gu's look, smiled and said, a flat rate, 15 million. This price was extremely high. When Su Jie killed Zhuang Liangru, the entire haul from this Taoist platform realm cultivator only amounted to over 10 million spirit stones. It remains to be seen whether the 10,000 Sword Alliance is willing to bet on the future of an immortal seed, as an immortal seed that breaks through to the Taoist platform realm is worth this price. Master Uncle, by no means should you compromise with this demon for my sake. Seeing this, Zhang Xinming shouted loudly, showing a determined refusal to comply. This wasn't an act by Zhang Xinming. He truly had a stubborn personality. The other four had already resigned to their fate, but only Zhang Xinming kept thinking about escape, which led to his increased suffering. This guy! Yu Wenjing's eyes showed envy. He too hoped for his sect to redeem him, but until now, not even a shadow from Guanchao Pavilion had shown up. How he wished he could switch places with Zhang Xinming. Mo Shiyao, He Wenfeng, and Jiang Lin felt the same. However, no one from their sects had come to redeem them, so they could only continue serving Su Jie as laborers, confined here. Su Gu was silent for a few seconds, feeling pained, before finally gritting his teeth and saying, deal, 15 million to redeem our sect's immortal seed.
Elder Su, Sky Tatfa.
Well, then, I won't play any tricks with you. Once the spirit stones are in, I'll release the people. As Su Jie spoke, his gaze swept over Su Gu's storage bag on his waist. I have only a deposit of 1 million spirit stones in my storage bag. Su Gu, seeing this, generously handed over his storage bag to Su Jie for inspection. He wasn't foolish enough to directly bring millions of spirit stones to Ghost Ridge Palace, knowing full well not to get completely drained. Transaction at Mengshan City in Qingzhou will do the exchange there, cash for people. How about that? Su Gu proposed his suggestion, requesting the transaction to occur outside of Ghost Ridge Palace. Su Jie's eyes flashed with keenness, and after a few seconds of thought, he replied, Elder Su doubts us. Fine, we'll do it your way. 10 days from now, in Mengshan City, we will trade. Su Gu let out a breath of relief, his face full of pain. After glancing at Zhang Xinming a few times, he said, then please extend some indulgence to our sect's immortal seed over the next few days. I won't disturb any further. I'll take my leave. Chen Yun, see Elder Su out. Su Jie waved his hand, watching Su Gu leave, then turned his gaze to Mo Shiyao and the others. TSK, indeed an immortal seed. They're so generous. Look at you all. Your sect doesn't care for you, not even asking for a price. And I'm left to feed and water you, utter loss-making lot. Upon hearing this mockery, Mo Shiyao's face turned dark. You're offering a price of 10 million spirit stones. Our Miaoyin temple doesn't have that kind of money. Obviously, you never intended to let us go. Mo Shiyao's chest heaved with anger. Her Miaoyin temple ranked low in the Qingzhou righteous sect and had only been established for over 200 years. The sect master only had secret realm 5th level cultivation. Compared to Guanchao Pavilion, it was far behind, not even matching the Purple Mist sect. 10 million spirit stones would drain Miaoyin temple dry, and they still might not come up with it. Mo Shiyao knew her sect would not redeem her. Su Jie stroked his chin, feeling that Mo Shiyao's point was quite reasonable. It seems my selling price was indeed rash. I should bundle you together, selling as a package. Su Jie smacked his lips together. There were certain divine sons and goddesses that were in demand, like Zhang Xinming as an immortal seed. But there were also those like Mo Shiryao who couldn't fetch a price and might end up as dead stock. Su Jie decided to change his sales strategy in the future, bundling everything as one package to prevent unsellable items from causing losses. You, shameless. Amitabha Buddha, exclaimed Mr. Su. You're incorrigible. Evil Su, our sect will not let you succeed. Mo Shiryao, Jiang Lin, He Wenfeng, and Yu Wenjing were furious, almost to the point of collapse. They weren't livestock to be tied and bundled, yet they were treated just like that. Upon seeing their reactions, Su Jie ignored them, signaling to the disciples to take them away again. He then sought out Sect Master Zhang Junwei and relayed the conversation with Su Gu honestly. Sect Master Su, you were prudent. When I notice something amiss, I'll not hesitate and will leave immediately. Zhang Junwei trusted Su Jie to be bold yet cautious, appearing reckless but actually very prudent. He was confident in Su Jie's abilities and was not worried, knowing that Su Jie would handle the situation securely. Good judgment on your part. Be extremely careful and don't hesitate at all if things seem wrong. Sect Master, don't forget we have the heavenly eye. If they plan an ambush, they have to accomplish it first. Su Jie chuckled slightly, thinking for a few seconds before replying. Elder Su doesn't trust us, does he? All right, we'll meet you in Mengshan City for the exchange in 10 days. Su Gu exhaled, visibly pained, and after casting a few glances at Zhang Xinming, he said, Then please be considerate to our sect's immortal seed over these few days. I shall not disturb you further. I'll take my leave. Chen Yun, please see Elder Su out. Su Jie motioned to Chen Yun to escort Su Gu out. TSK, having an immortal seed is generous. Look at all of you. Your sects don't seem to care, not even trying to offer a price. And here I am having to feed and provide for you, a real burden. Upon hearing this mockery, Mo Shiryao's face turned dark. Your pricing is unreasonable. 10 million spirit stones is beyond the grasp of Miaoyin Temple, a sect not so high in the Qingzhou righteous realm, with only 200 years of existence and a sect master at secret realm 5th level cultivation. You're asking for an impossible sum, practically impossible for Miaoyin Temple. Mo Shiryao's chest heaved with agitation. Her sect, Miaoyin Temple, was not ranked highly among the righteous sects in Qingzhou, just over 200 years old, and its sect master only had a secret realm 5th level cultivation. Could not compare to Guanchao Pavilion, let alone Purple Mist sect. Draining Miaoyin Temple would still not cover 10 million spirit stones. Su Jie thought about what Mo Shiryao had said and acknowledged it. It seems my selling price was a bit rash. I should have bundled you all together for sale as a package. Su Jie clicked his tongue. Some divine sons and goddesses were in demand, like Zhang Xinming as an immortal seed. But there were also those like Mo Shiryao who could not command a high price, becoming unsellable. Su Jie decided on a group sale in the future to avoid unsaleable stock from causing losses. You, shameless, evil Su, you are simply reprehensible. Evil Su, our sect will never let you succeed. Mo Shiryao, Jiang Lin, He Wenfeng, and Yu Wenjing were all fuming with rage. They were not cattle to be tied and bundled. But Su Jie ignored their feelings, ordered the disciples to escort them back, and went to find Sect Master Zhang Junwei to honestly report Su Gu's visit today. Junior Master Su, 1,500 million. Redeem our sect's immortal seed. Su Jie laughed after seeing Su Gu, saying, All right, 15 million. It's a deal. This was indeed a very high price, as even when Su Jie killed Zhuang Liangru, the entirety of the spoils from that Taoist platform realm cultivator amounted to just over 10 million spirit stones. It depends on whether the 10,000 Sword Alliance is willing to gamble on an immortal seed's future, as if an immortal seed can break through to the Taoist platform realm, it would undoubtedly be worth this amount. Elder Su, you have a deal for yourself. I won't beat around the bush. Once the spirit stones are in, I'll release the people to you immediately. Su Jie said while glancing at Su Gu's waist pouch with the storage bag. There's only a deposit of 1,000,000 spirit stones in my storage bag. Seeing this, Su Gu boldly removed his storage bag and handed it to Su Jie for inspection. Even if he had lost his mind, he'd never bring millions of spirit stones directly into Ghost Ridge Palace. They would undoubtedly be completely devoured. The method of transaction is set for Mengshan City in Qingzhou. It's 1-for-1 money for people. How does that sound? Su Gu proposed his suggestion, demanding a transaction outside of Ghost Ridge Palace. Su Jie's eyes sparkled as he pondered for a few seconds before replying, "Elder Su doesn't trust us. Does he? All right, we'll follow your lead and meet in Mengshan City for the transaction in 10 days. Su Gu sighed in relief, his face full of pain. After glancing at Zhang Ximing a few times, he said, "All right, then please treat our sect's immortal seed kindly for the next few days. I won't disturb you further. I'll take my leave. Chen Yun, see Elder Su out." Su Jie waved dismissively, gesturing for Chen Yun to escort Elder Su out. TSK, indeed, an immortal seed, generous as expected. Look at you lot. Your sects don't care at all, not even a single representative to inquire about your price. Yet, I still have to provide for your meals. What a bunch of money-losing goods. Upon hearing this provocation, Mo Shuryao's face turned darkened. How shameless of you! Amitabha Buddha, Mr. Su, you are too unkind to be human. Evil Su, our sect will not allow you to succeed. Mo Shuryao, Jiang Lin, He Wenfeng, and Yu Wenjing were all infuriated, to the point of rage. They weren't livestock to be tied and bundled, yet they were treated just like that. But Su Jie ignored their feelings, having the disciples escort them back out, while he sought out sect master Zhang Junwei to truthfully report the exchange with Su Gu earlier today. After listening, Zhang Junwei shared his perspective. Mengshan City is at the junction of Qingzhou and Qing Province, far from both Ghost Ridge Palace and Heavenly Soul Sect, whose aid wouldn't arrive in time if anything happened. Sect Master, don't forget we have the Heavenly Eye. If they want to lay a trap for me, they have to succeed first. Su Jie chuckled lightly, weighing his options for a few seconds before replying. Elder Su, it seems you don't trust us. Fine then. As per your suggestion, we will conduct the transaction in Mengshan City, 10 days from now. Sect Master Zhang Junwei felt relief, and looking solemn, he warned, ensure you are prepared for anything. If things go awry, do not hesitate, leave immediately. Su Jie, known for his daring but meticulous nature, nodded with a smile as he had already made his decision. Very well, I have everything under control. I'll remain cautious, no worries. If I sense anything amiss, I'll make a swift return. Thus, the stage is set for the exchange. 10 days later, Mengshan City will be the crossroads where life and death hang in the balance. A transaction infused with tension and intrigue. Undoubtedly, a battle is on the horizon, its outcome still uncertain. Mengshan City. The evening was deepening. The wheels creaked as they rolled over the stone-paved road, slowly entering a narrow alley and passing into a courtyard with weathered walls. Music from a qin echoed within the yard, serene and tranquil. Inside a pavilion, a woman dressed in simple clothes was gently playing the qin, her movements soft, and the moonlight touched her face, revealing a jade-like luster. Once the carriage came to a halt, a man with an extraordinary demeanor alighted from it. This was none other than Elder Su Gu of the 10,000 Sword Alliance. You're here. The woman ceased her plucking of the qin strings and looked up at Su Gu, her cold eyes as still as an ancient well. This person was a supreme elder of the 10,000 Sword Alliance, with a third-level cultivation in the Taoist platform realm, simultaneously being the master of Zhang Xinming, and named Murong Yu. Senior sister, we haven't received any news yet. Su Gu walked up close. As the transaction date with Su Jie approached, he hadn't received any word from Su Jie at all. He knew Su Jie was in Mengshan City, openly declaring his presence, without any secrecy. If Su Jie were to come, it shouldn't be hard to find him. Could it be that the other party has discovered something? Murong Yu's face sank slightly. She had come here to rescue her direct disciple Zhang Ximing and avenge him. Our ambush is very well concealed. Su Jie cannot find it. It's possible he's very suspicious by nature. Tomorrow is the final deadline for the transaction. We'll see if the other party shows up. The speaker wasn't Su Gu, but another man who walked out from inside the house, carrying a long sword on his back. He was Supreme Elder Zhong Xinping from the Guanchao Pavilion, with a 4th-level cultivation in the Taoist platform realm. When Su Jie shows himself, I will slice him into 1,000 pieces. Another male voice rang out. The speaker was full of silver hair, none other than Sect Master Lu Guanlin of the Purple Mist Sect, with a 2nd-level cultivation in the Taoist platform realm. His sect had been broken and destroyed by Su Jie, and it's not an exaggeration to say he harbored a deep-seated grudge against Su Jie. His hair had whitened overnight, upon witnessing the devastation wrought upon the Purple Mist Sect. Su Jie is notorious for his greed. I believe the other party will definitely come. Su Gu spoke in a deep voice. According to the intelligence he gathered, Su Jie was tempted by the lure of 15 million spirit stones. Even their meeting with Su Jie alone, where the other party bargained and haggled, made Su Gu believe Su Jie would not relinquish this massive fortune. To bait Su Jie, they really prepared 15 million spirit stones, though Su Gu had no intention of letting Su Jie take them away, wanting to entirely eliminate this righteous sect genius. Let's wait and see what tomorrow brings. Zhong Xinping spoke, and to deal with Su Jie, this devilish immortal seed, there were no less than 3 Taoist platform realm cultivators, including him, a supreme elder of the 4th layer of the secret realm. Additionally, nearly 20 secret realm cultivators survived from the Purple Mist Sect, ready to launch a brutal and inhumane siege against Su Jie as soon as he appeared. All right, let's see what tomorrow holds. Lu Guanlin's eyes were cold. He was impatient to strike, ready to annihilate Su Jie, this calamity. Xinming, Master will avenge you. Murong, you played the qin again. The music filled with a murderous aura, like an ambush awaiting. Meanwhile, hundreds of miles away from Mengshan City, on the little 1,000-flying sky magic boat, Su Jie sat cross-legged, appreciating the moonlight while chatting casually with Han Ruyan beside him. Ha, they're making quite a spectacle to deal with me. Dear lady, tell me, how many should we kill this time and stop? Although Su Jie was smiling, his gaze was cold. By adjusting the orbit of the Sky Eye Satellite 2 stationed on the 5th layer heaven, Su Jie conducted a detailed reconnaissance of Mengshan City in advance. Su Jie unexpectedly reaped some surprises. Though those righteous sects were well hidden, concealing their tracks through formations, they hadn't anticipated the existence of the Sky Eye Satellite and inadvertently exposed clues. Su Jie found their hidden secret realm cultivators, a total of 18 concealed outside Mengshan City, with unknown numbers of fierce characters awaiting him inside. Su Jie estimated that there would definitely be Taoist platform realm experts. Why stop at any number? Why spare their lives when they've offended my husband? Han Ruyan spoke calmly, completely unaware of what fear was. Buzz, buzz. The 1,000-hand centipede nestled on Su Jie's shoulder also chimed in several times in agreement with Han Ruyan. You too. Your bloodthirst is heavier than mine, always thinking of wiping out entire families. We shouldn't go overboard. What if we're defeated? That would be bad, so we should first target the weak and sickly. Su Jie shook his head and said to Han Ruyan, Dear lady, curse Zhang Xinming. Since they want to play tricks, they shouldn't blame me for adding some spice. Han Ruyan nodded slightly, indicating it's a small matter. Then let's wait for tomorrow. We'll meet those righteous sect gentlemen. Su Jie's gaze was directed towards the direction of Mengshan City. His magic boat sped up, gliding through the clouds. The next day, at dawn, Mengshan City was buzzing and bustling. Peddlers and traders arose early, setting up stalls, calling for business, vibrant with activity. At the entrance gate of the city, Su Jie strolled leisurely into Mengshan City. A sweep of his divine sense, Su Jie immediately spotted his target. Inside the largest inn and tavern in the city, bearing the emblem of the 10,000 Sword Alliance. Su Jie approached alone, fearlessly, and soon arrived at this tavern. Elder Su, please come in. Su Gu had been waiting at the tavern entrance long before, and upon seeing Su Jie arrive alone, his face hardened slightly. Elder Su, where are the immortal seed people of our sect? Su Jie waved his hand and said, Why rush? I haven't seen your sincerity yet. How can I let you meet them so quickly? An intelligent gleam flashed in Sugu's eyes, and he smiled again. Elder Su seems to be a bit distrustful of us. No problem. We will prove it with our actions. While speaking, the two entered an inn and went into a room. Su Jie wantonly swept his divine sense around but found nothing. However, he had an ominous premonition that a Taoist platform realm expert was definitely lurking nearby. Unknown to him what treasure was used to shield his divine sense. Even his powerful primordial spirit could not detect it. Elder Su, here are 15 million spirit stones. All here. Without any courtesy, Sugu directly took out dazzling top-grade spirit stones from his storage bag, precisely 15,000 of them, equivalent to 15 million low-grade spirit stones. Elder Su, you are really straightforward. Su Jie's eyes brightened, and a smile immediately appeared on his face. Seeing Su Jie's greedy look, Sugu sneered in his heart. These spirit stones were genuine, but did Su Jie really think he could take them away? Not just the spirit stones, even he himself must stay. Elder Su, can you hand over our sect's immortal seed now? Sugu pointed at the pile of top-grade spirit stones and reached out to Su Jie again, intending for Zhang Xinming's return as the cue to turn against him. Simple, the person is in the grove outside the city gates. You can send someone to fetch them yourself. Su Jie snapped his fingers and began to put the spirit stones on the ground into his own storage bag one by one. Sugu had someone go fetch the person, while he smiled and watched Su Jie collect the money. In less than 2 minutes, Zhang Xinming was found and brought in. Martial uncle. Upon seeing his martial uncle and then Su Jie counting spirit stones, Zhang Xinming immediately understood what was happening. Xinming, how are you? A voice came from outside the room, followed by the graceful entrance of a woman. Master. Seeing Morong Yu, Zhang Xinming first felt shame instead of joy. After all, he had been exchanged with sect ransom. At the moment Morong Yu appeared, Su Jie swept his divine sense over her, noting that her cultivation was at least at the Taoist platform realm. Ha, are you his master? It's rare for you two to meet again. I won't disturb your joyous reunion. Farewell. Su Jie blinked his eyes and planned to leave after storing all the spirit stones. Humph. Do you think you can just walk away after kidnapping my disciple? Morong Yu let out a cold snort, her pair of cold eyes staring directly at Su Jie. Su Jie paused and said, Elder Su, is this… All right, are you going back on your word? Is this how you do business? Su Jie, you vile demon, we from the righteous sects are willing to do legitimate business. But with demons like you, any means are justified for ridding the people of you. Sugu no longer disguised himself and changed his stance. Ha, Su Jie. Now that you are in my hands today, I will make sure you seek life in vain and death in despair. Lu Guanlin, the sect master of the Purple Mist sect, also appeared in the room, his aura erupting like a volcano, indicating that his anger was nearly uncontrollable. And who might you be? Su Jie feigned puzzlement, his words almost causing Lu Guanlin to suffer internal injuries from rage. You wicked devil, you slaughter my disciples, destroy my mountain gate, seize my sect's assets, harm my grandson, and you have the gall to ask who I am? I'm the one who will take your life. Lu Guanlin's face turned ashen when he realized Su Jie didn't recognize him, leaving him feeling inexplicably insulted. Oh, so you are the sect master of the Purple Mist sect? No wonder you look somewhat familiar, similar to that unlucky kid Xiao Guanglian. Su Jie's words, once spoken, immediately ignited Lu Guanlin, who was like a powder keg. Such audacity, you little devil, your gall knows no bounds. Guanglian, I'll send this demon down to meet you right now. Lu Guanlin struck with a palm. His Taoist platform realm second-level cultivation was exceptionally domineering. With just one strike, he could easily kill an ordinary secret realm cultivator. Old man, why are you so excited? The dead can't come back to life. If you're worried that Xiao Guanglian is lonely, Why don't you go down and accompany him yourself? Su Jie used his spiritual power to form a shield and took out a low-grade protective magical treasure, one of the spoils plundered from the Purple Mist sect. As spiritual power collided fiercely, the entire inn was instantly demolished, and the two nearby streets disintegrated into dust. Su Jie staggered back several steps, forcibly stimulating his own chest and abdomen's organs, spitting out a mouthful of blood, and was then ready to rise into the air to escape. Devilish immortal seed, indeed you have some ability to barely withstand the spiritual power of the Taoist platform realm. But this is as far as you go. A voice fell from the sky, and Guanchao Pavilion's supreme elder Zhong Xinping appeared, blocking Su Jie's path. Along with him appeared 18 secret realm elders stepping out of the formation. 3 Taoist platform realms, plus 18 secret realm cultivators. A deadly trap against Su Jie was abruptly formed. Su Jie glanced around, and in this life-or-death situation, he instead showed a brilliant smile. 3 Taoist platform realms and 18 secret realm cultivators. You indeed think highly of me. Since that's the case, I can't let you down. Otherwise people might say that as a devilish immortal seed, I'm just an empty shell. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhang Xinming, who had been quietly standing by Morongyu, let out a terrible scream, curling up in pain. Xinming, what's wrong with you? Morongyu's face changed dramatically, placing her hand on Zhang Xinming's back, and a strange, sinister force immediately began to seep from Zhang Xinming's body, spreading to her arm. A curse! You actually dared to curse? Despicable scoundrel. You never intended to release him from the beginning? Morongyu immediately identified the problem. Zhang Xinming had been cursed, and it was an exceedingly potent curse. Despite using her Taoist platform realm spiritual power, she couldn't remove it quickly. Same as you never intended to trade sincerely either. Su Jie's smile faded, revealing a gaze that seemed to see a dead person. Since you are ruthless, don't blame me for being unkind. Your disciple's death is on your own hands. With Su Jie's words, Zhang Xinming's tormenting screams followed abruptly, because a pale finger drilled out from his mouth. Followed by a second finger, a third finger, pale fingers emerged from Zhang Xinming's mouth, forcibly cracking the corners of his mouth, rolling on the ground in unbearable pain. Xinming! Morongyu cried out with all her might, trying to lift the curse, but she was not skilled in this area. Instead of succeeding, her attempts caused the curse to accelerate, hastening Zhang Xinming's death. Ultimately, in just a few seconds, Zhang Xinming's body suddenly collapsed, enveloped tightly by countless pale arms, squeezed into a pile of minced meat, bones, viscera, and flesh mixed together. Even his soul perished within the curse, a horrific sight. Morongyu was completely stunned, staring blankly at the scene. Su Gu shivered uncontrollably, while other people from the righteous sects all showed expressions of shock. It was too fast, events unfolded too quickly. They barely managed to react before Zhang Xinming had already died violently on the spot. What surprised them even more was that, at this point, Su Jie was not thinking about fleeing but still had the intent to kill. Just as they thought this, Su Jie's body descended to the ground. Trying to escape, Zhang Xinping noticed something was amiss and wanted to intervene to stop him, driving the flying sword through the air. A top-grade magical treasure-level flying sword. But Su Jie was faster. A large hole cracked open on the ground below him, and Su Jie's body fell through it. Simultaneously, his body split almost into 3, transforming into 3 blood-red beams that penetrated the ground, quickly flying away to a distance. Zhang Xinping's flying sword descended, nearly splitting Mengshan City in 2. Countless civilians died tragically as the sword chi extended to the city's walls. Yet there was no sign of Su Jie. What kind of trick is this? Zhang Xinping frowned. He had seen the Blood Sea devouring sky demon technique before, but Su Jie's was at the 8th level, and with his heart demon completely refined, it lacked the demonic aura typical of such techniques. Instead, it exuded a magnificent aura, leading him to mistake it for some kind of illusion. He hasn't gone far, scatter and pursue. Zhong Xinping led the chase toward one direction of the blood-red beams. Little devil, if I don't kill you today, I, Lu Guanlin, will die on the spot by my own hand. Lu Guanlin took a deadly oath, leading a group of secret realm cultivators to pursue one of the blood-red beams. You demon, give me back my disciple's life. Murong Yu's delicate face was filled with hatred. Her eyes were no longer calm but incredibly violent as she soared into the air pursuing the blood-red beam. Half an hour passed in an instant. Chasing alone, Zhong Xinping caught up with the bloodlight, striking down with one palm from high in the sky. The layers of earth soared 100 meters high. The bloodlight fleeing underground was directly struck, instantly turning into a puff of blue smoke and dissipating in the air. It's fake. Zhong Xinping's face showed little surprise. Before the chase, he knew that of the 3 bloodlights Su Jie had divided, 2 were certainly false illusions, and only one held his true form. But the other 2 bloodlights were being pursued by Lu Guanlin and Murong Yu leading their teams. No matter which was Su Jie's true form, as long as it's caught, what awaited Su Jie was certain death. For despite Su Jie's talent, he was only at Secret Realm's 5th level, hardly a match for the Taoist platform realm, especially with so many Secret Realm cultivators assisting. Therefore, Zhong Xinping wasn't worried at all. I should go check on Murong Yu's side first. With this thought, Zhong Xinping turned and flew towards Murong Yu's direction. To coordinate the operation, they'd set tracking methods for each other, making it easy to locate positions. Meanwhile, within a forest somewhere in Qingzhou, Lu Guanlin flew through the sky, followed by 10 Secret Realm cultivators, chasing one of the bloodlights. Where are you escaping? Lu Guanlin skimmed low, as thunder burst from his palm, shaking earth and stone into fragments, leaving a large pit on the ground. The same trick as Zhong Xinping, but this time the result was different. When the smoke cleared, Su Jie stood unharmed at the center of the pit. His lips curled with a cold smile, exchanging glances with the airborne Lu Guanlin. Not escaping anymore? With a wave of Lu Guanlin's hand, 10 Secret Realm elders surrounded Su Jie. Escape? Surely you don't think I can't beat you? Su Jie seemed to hear a great joke, looking at the encircling 10 Secret Realm elders. His face carried a bloodthirsty smile. Before Lu Guanlin could grasp where Su Jie got his confidence, Su Jie suddenly moved. Su Jie reached forward, grabbing a Secret Realm elder whose body was uncontrollably thrust towards Su Jie's palm, his neck being clenched by Su Jie. A terrifying scene ensued. The elder couldn't even struggle. His blood vessels suddenly surged, blood flowing reverse, breaking through the constraints of blood vessels and skin. Like a leaking barrel, all the blood flowed into Su Jie's palm, forming a glistening blood orb. Su Jie released the dry corpse, the smile on his lips unchanged. Not bad. Not bad. The blood quality of a Secret Realm cultivator is really good, rich in spiritual power. This horrific scene stunned the entire audience. A Secret Realm elder was killed instantly. Lu Guanlin's complexion changed drastically as Su Jie acted. He felt Su Jie's spiritual power fluctuation wasn't right, not typical of the Secret Realm. Rather, the magnitude seemed to belong to the Taoist platform realm. You devil! You've ascended to the Taoist platform realm? Lu Guanlin thought of a terrifying conjecture, feeling uneasy. Quite a surprise. There are more surprises waiting for you. Su Jie snapped his fingers. The earth shook beneath his feet. Roar! The 1,000-hand centipede broke through the soil, its blood-red mouth wide open, swallowing 3 Secret Realm elders whole, disappearing into its unfathomably deep maw. Su Jie soared with the 1,000-hand centipede, standing atop the thorny crown, laughing loudly. Now, entertain me. Let's see whether it's your revenge or my eradication of your roots. Ha 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 ha. In the midst of the wild laughter, the 1,000-hand centipede roared with excitement. Countless pale corpse hands surged, forming serpents of corpse hands, slaying those Secret Realm elders. Top grade 8 refinement goo worm. How is that possible? A Secret Realm elder, before dying, shouted reluctantly. But before his voice dissipated, he was crushed by countless corpse hands. The 1,000-hand centipede was vicious beyond belief, Hundreds of purple light rays radiated from its face, overwhelming and perforating the secret realm elders trying to escape into a honeycomb pattern. This devil! Seeing the thousand-hand centipede's fighting prowess, Lu Guanlin immediately acted, but his attack targeted Su Jie, for in his knowledge, Su Jie as a Gu master had weak combat capabilities himself, relying entirely on Gu worms to exhibit viciousness. It's said to capture the leader first. Once Su Jie is caught, the thousand-hand centipede is no longer a threat. Wanxiang Heavenly Power True Method. With Lu Guanlin's move, he directly employed the fundamental cultivation technique of the Purple Mist Sect, wielding it with immense power as a Taoist platform realm cultivator. Above Lu Guanlin's head, a fiery cloud appeared in the sky. Golden lotus flames floated in mid-air, radiating terrifying heat. Lu Guanlin tossed out a small cauldron. This mid-grade magical treasure, once released, rapidly expanded, combining with the gold lotus flames into a massive cauldron, trapping Su Jie below, aiming to refine Su Jie as a great elixir. Heavenly Might. Lu Guanlin further invoked the heavenly might of the Taoist platform realm. The golden lotus furnace spun, with Su Jie inside. His skin began to melt like wax. Humph, mere Taoist platform realm ascendant, your understanding of the Taoist platform realm can't be high. Lu Guanlin held a low-grade magical treasure in his palm, a silver-blazing flying shuttle, aimed at Su Jie's primordial spirit, intending to destroy Su Jie's primordial spirit alongside refining his physical body, completely eliminating him. Su Jie appeared petrified, making no reactions. The next moment, the flying shuttle pierced through Su Jie's forehead, splattering blood flowers. Su Jie's body exploded, seemingly unable to bear it. Lu Guanlin was momentarily stunned. Even he was somewhat surprised, not expecting to kill Su Jie so easily. He had been on edge, thinking Su Jie had some trump card. Ha! It seems your strength lies only in poisonous insects. Your true self is indeed pitifully weak. Just as a smile of great vengeance achieved appeared on Lu Guanlin's lips, he heard a voice ring out. So this is the power of the Taoist platform realm second level. Indeed, the world should not be underestimated. But such power is far from enough in front of me. Lu Guanlin was shocked, seeing Su Jie, whose body had just exploded. Each splattered drop of blood automatically aggregated together to reform Su Jie's physical body. What kind of demon technique is this? Lu Guanlin's scalp tingled with shock. It was his first time seeing a demon cultivator whose body was blasted apart yet could regenerate. Due to his limited knowledge, he didn't recognize this as the Blood Sea Devouring Sky Demon skill from the Jingzhou Blood Demon Cave. Now it's my turn to make a move, Heavenly Might. Su Jie offered no explanation, clapping his hands together. Rumble. Countless thunders descended from the sky as if to destroy the mortal world. The land illuminated to a blazing white, reflecting Lu Guanlin's pale face. The Tao River opened, and with the aura from the Tao augmenting Su Jie, all surrounding phenomena came under his control. Countless thunders formed roaring thunder dragons, their roars shaking heaven and earth, and the treasure tripod they struck trembled continuously. The storm transformed into a giant, shrouding the sky with one hand, a punch erupting, causing clouds to collapse over 10,000 miles. Waters formed a giant tortoise, seemingly bearing the heavens, forcibly lifting and moving the immense weight of the treasure tripod. Underground volcanoes erupted, high-temperature magma congregating into a phoenix divine bird, which opened its mouth to suck in and devour all of the golden lotus flames released by Lu Guanlin. With a simple application of heavenly might, Su Jie resolved his predicament. Both Su Jie and Lu Guanlin possessed Taoist platform realm second-level cultivation, but Su Jie surpassed Lu Guanlin significantly in both the quality and quantity of spiritual power and the strength of the primordial spirit. This manifested in battle, as even without the help of the thousand-hand centipede, Su Jie could overpower Lu Guanlin. It was a crushing demonstration of raw power. Sizzle, sizzle. The thousand-hand centipede crawled over, its massive body coiling around Lu Guanlin's mid-grade magical treasure tripod, preparing to join the fray. Shao Qian, you watch first. Su Jie's onslaught didn't cease. It was rare to have a sparring partner at the Taoist platform realm, so Su Jie was in no hurry to let the thousand-hand centipede join the fight, instead charging forward alone, both hands descending downwards. Wind come! Lu Guanlin rode the wind, attempting to distance himself, yet Su Jie's speed was simply too fast. Because on Su Jie's body, the purple cloud heavenly thunder constantly stimulated each acupuncture point frenetically, pushing towards physical damage, causing spiritual power to run wild, enhancing his combat power with this desperate approach. Practicing the blood sea devouring sky demon skill, Su Jie wasn't afraid of exchanging injuries with others. Once close, Su Jie delivered a mighty palm strike. 5 elements demon suppressing handprint. A handprint 100 meters large rotated with the 5 elements, akin to the Buddha grasping Sun Wukong. Lu Guanlin hastily controlled the low-grade magical treasure flying shuttle, attempting to tear open a path. But the flying shuttle entering the handprint was as though mired in quicksand, entirely unable to move. It was countless tiny thunders filling the handprint, like reinforced steel rebar, making each of Su Jie's moves exponentially powerful, hard to break. After advancing to the Taoist platform realm, the powers of Su Jie's purple cloud thunder body increasingly unveiled. Bang! Lu Guanlin was struck solidly, chest bones breaking, as he fell towards the ground like a bird with broken wings. A bit weak, huh? Su Jie mumbled, but his hands didn't slow, spiritual power transforming into a river of light, piercing through clouds and sky. Seeing Su Jie's extraordinary strength, Lu Guanlin's forehead cracked open a seam, connecting to the Tao River. He spurred his body's spiritual power, combined with the force leaked from the Tao River, suddenly launched himself upwards, his entire being like a meteor smashing into the river of spiritual power from Su Jie. He further took out an elixir and swallowed it down, igniting his entire primordial spirit. Evil Su, even if I die today, I will drag you down with me, avenging my purple mist sect. Lu Guanlin's face reddened, his primordial spirit burning at an incredibly fast rate. He also pulled out a black carved miniature item. It was a bizarre sculpture of a lion with a dragon horn, bared fangs. This was the purple mist sect's sect treasure, a sculpture of a Tao chaos creature, containing a wisp of its aura. At a critical moment, one could directly use the primordial spirit to forcibly imitate the Tao chaos creature in the sculpture, fusing with it to use the power at the level of the Yang God, known as Dharma form. But doing so would result in severe depletion of Lu Guanlin's primordial spirit, very likely leading to death on the spot.
Die Dharma Form Pixu.
Lu Guanlin stared intently at Su Jie, his primordial spirit mixed with the aura of the Tao River, a heavy oppressive feeling emanating in the void. A Dharma form Pixu as massive as a small mountain, bearing a lion's body with dragon horns and grim features, scale armor like iron, appeared behind Lu Guanlin, lunging towards Su Jie to tear at him. The space where Su Jie was standing suddenly darkened, as if even the space was about to be devoured by this Pixu Dharma form. Dharma form chaos. However, Su Jie pointed with 2 fingers, likewise invoking his own Dharma form. Rumble. Ripples spread through the void, revealing a chaos Dharma with twin wings and a vortex monocular eye, the lone eye instantly radiating a dazzling brilliance akin to the sun, like dawn breaking through darkness, directly dispelling the black night of space, countering the attack of the Pixu Dharma form. Immediately after, the Chaos Dharma form lightly blinked its single eye. Without any grand display, the Pixu Dharma form's body suddenly became covered in cracks, on the verge of collapsing. Impossible! How can you also possess a Dharma form? Lu Guanlin was dumbfounded, looking at Su Jie with disbelief. That was a combat technique only mastered at the Yang God realm, through weaponizing the primordial spirit, mimicking the Tao chaos creatures, to learn and comprehend. Below the Yang God realm, you wouldn't even see the shadow of Tao chaos creatures, let alone mimic and create a Dharma form. Lu Guanlin's ability to create a Pixu Dharma form relied on sculptures left by ancestors and burning his primordial spirit, with a resolve of 9 deaths to 1 life, barely managing to drive the Dharma form Pixu into shape, and even then only with the power of 1 strike. But not only did Su Jie possess a Dharma form, his Chaos Dharma form was several times larger than Lu Guanlin's Pishio Dharma form, looking like the difference between a father and a son. It's just a Dharma form. Who doesn't have one? Su Jie curled his finger. The single eye of the Chaos Dharma form rotated, emitting a beam of light that shattered mountains and rivers, directly annihilating the Pishio Dharma form and completely dissolving Lu Guanlin's lower body, leaving only his chest and abdomen. You! Lu Guanlin stared wide-eyed in fear, but before he could finish his last words, Su Jie's palm force reached across from afar, blasting his head apart. Just as Lu Guanlin's primordial spirit began to escape, it was caught by Su Jie with a single hand, its consciousness ground away, and stuffed into a soul-summoning banner. The current sect master of the Purple Mist sect, Lu Guanlin of the Taoist Platform Realm Second Layer Heaven, thus fell at the hands of Su Jie. A bountiful harvest. Su Jie caught the storage bag left behind by Lu Guanlin with one hand and the Pishio sculpture with the other. First, his divine sense swept across the storage bag. Seeing the amassed wealth inside, Su Jie's mouth spread into a smile. Then Su Jie fiddled with the sculpture, indeed sensing a trace of the aura of the Tao Chaos creatures. It's like having a ready-made mold. As long as the primordial spirit is poured in, it can be weaponized into the Pishio Dharma form. However, due to the aura being too faint and weak, the form Dharma form is also very weak. This could serve as a trump card for others, as cultivators below the Yang God realm can't use Dharma forms. But Su Jie had long condensed his own Chaos Dharma form with the help of the ancient mirror, and his Chaos Dharma form was even more powerful, so this sculpture was quite useless to him. Sizzle! The thousand-handed centipede flew in front of Su Jie, looking eagerly at the Pishio in Su Jie's hand, its mouth wide open, with a covetous expression, waiting for Su Jie to feed it. Eat it! Su Jie tossed the sculpture, and it fell into the mouth of the thousand-handed centipede. The thousand-handed centipede swallowed it whole, and then its body shook, growing visibly larger at a slow pace. Now the thousand-handed centipede is evolving towards the Tao Chaos creatures, and the sculpture with the trace of Pishio aura from the Tao Chaos creatures is beneficial to the growth of the thousand-handed centipede. After a brief cleanup of the battlefield, collecting the essence blood, damaged divine souls, and various spoils, Su Jie mounted the thousand-handed centipede and flew towards another direction. That was the direction of Murong Yu, where Su Jie's true form appeared. The bloodlight pursued by Murong Yu, who was at the third level of Taoist Platform Realm, was naturally fake. However, Murong Yu wasn't lonely, as guests were already waiting for her. I wonder how my lady is doing over there. Thoughts flashed in Su Jie's mind as the thousand-handed centipede beneath him accelerated, rushing through the air.